Blood.
Yo, what's going on, Ken folk? It's your boy Blood Boxing, and we back with another edition of OG Boxing Talk. We have Fanon the Don. We have the singing OG, KQKC here. We have the historian himself, Kurt Anderson. He coming in, okay? We just talked to him, and he'll be here in a minute. And we have that country boy, Trap House Boxing up in here. Somebody gotta put that shit on mute there, because I can't. That
was me.
Okay. What's going on to everybody? Hold on, before we get into the intros, let me say what's up to everybody that's up in the chat here, man. We got Kurt Anderson has joined us. We got Crush the Legend. Miss Boxing is in the house. What's up, Miss Boxing? Main Event Mark, Crush the Legend. Did I just say him? Shit. Shadow 979, Trick Nolte up in here, Charles Ford up in here. We got Ray up in here, man. Bert, what's up, Bert? What's up, Michael James? How y'all doing, man? Hey, man, don't forget that y'all could join OG Boxing Talk. Y'all could actually join the page. There's a way to join. Hit the join button, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that join button and join OG Boxing Talk. That's right, Brown on Brown Boxing. Brown on Boxing. What's up, bro? Mr. Already up in here. Mark Ambrose. Hey, man, I know y'all seen that damn well Charlo Harrison fight last night. But, you know, before we get into that, we're going to open up. We're going to let the OG panel tell us a little bit about themselves, okay? We're going to start out with Fanon, man. What's up, Fanon? Let everybody know where they can find you, man.
You can find me right here. And also on Twitter at Fanon Boxing. Also want to say thank you to my man, Whose Tube Is This Mine, with the big $50 hit up on the Cash App. And also my man, Stay Ready Boxing in the Super Chat that says salute Fanon the Don, KQKC, and Curtin Trap House. But yeah, man, just check me out here. Check me out on Twitter. Please, hey, get a freaking Twitter account. Follow me on Twitter because I'm trying to be the champion Twitter troll of all time.
Okay, y'all heard that, man. Shout out to Stay Ready Boxing, man. We appreciate that. Fanon, by the way, your bullshit ass name that you put up there, Smarter Than Blood Boxing, it's not even showing up the whole way because StreamYard knows you're not smarter than me. That's why it's not showing up, okay? So just to let you know, that didn't even work, all right? I'm just letting you know that, okay? KQKC, the singing OG. Let us know where we can find you, bro.
Hey, what's going on, brother? Yes, sir. You can find me at KQKC Boxing Network, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday, right there on YouTube. And you distracted me right here on YouTube. And that's 12:30 p.m. Central Time. I come on right after Fanon International Boxing. You also catch me right here on OG Boxing Talk. All right. And on Saturday nights, if it permits, I will call fights, talk about it, talk about it, you know, like that. And that's it.
Yes, sir. That's it. OG, you said everything. KQ?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You also, if you look in the description box, you can follow me at Mary Hansen at Comcast.net. And also on Twitter, MH_liberal. That's it.
That's what's up. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Trap House Boxing, you got a signal out there? You country ass nigga, get your ass on here, man.
What up, man? Hey, man, it's your boy Trap House Boxing. You can find me on YouTube, Trap House Boxing, Twitter, Trap House Boxing, Instagram, Trap House Boxing. And you can find me every Sunday, 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Fanon International Boxing Talk. Ivy League Boxing Talk, you know, on OG Boxing Talk on Sunday, you know what I mean? Fanon International Ivy League Boxing Talk. Y'all got that.
Hey, Fanon, the one who started with the bullshit this morning, man. You saw him now. Kurt Anderson Sugar, the historian, is here, man. Curtis Anderson, man. Hey, man, let everybody know where they can find you, my brother.
Hey, what's going on, chat? What's going on, panel, man? You know, welcome to OG Boxing Talk. My name is Curtis Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar. You you can find me at Blue Blood Live TV Monday through Friday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and of course, obviously, on OG Boxing Talk Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right, man. What's up to Buddy Lee, Burt up in here, Addery T, say lines only. If I said your name wrong, forgive me. Ronald Jones up in here, man. We moving. Now, people are coming in, but before we get into the openings, man, before we get into the actual subject matter, okay, we're going to talk about, some throwback shit. We always do that, man, while people gather in. And I just want to know from the whole panel, from everybody on here, all the fucking OGs that's up in the house, who brought you into this sport of boxing, man? Which fighter was it that brought you into the sport? Okay, who was you a big fan of that made you start watching boxing every day? Let's start with Trap House Boxing.
Mike Tyson. Like I always say, that Bone Crusher Smith fight, man. That's what all got me started, thanks to Mom. But that's what got me started, and that's what got me tuned into boxing like that, man. I was a Mike Tyson fucking fanboy, man. I cried when he lost to Buster Douglas, man. I couldn't believe that shit. I really couldn't believe that. And ever since then, it kind of left a bad. And I'm gonna tell you how much of a Mike Tyson fanboy I was. I hated Rob Gibbons still to this day. I still don't like that bitch now. When I be seeing on these BET Tyler Perry shows and shit she play on, I blame her for everything that happened with Mike Tyson for the longest, and I still do. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much how it all got started, man. I'm gonna pass to somebody else.
It's funny though. That's a boring Mike Tyson fight to start on, man. By the way, shout out to Mahara Nation Sports Podcast. It says blood is smarter than Fanon. But back to you, Trap House.
Yeah, but look, you don't tell me what I rolled up on the fight, man. And I seen Mike Tyson in the fight, and I can't help what fight I seen first. Right then, you asked me a question.
Okay, but Robin Givens, though, man, I didn't even know that bitch was still around.
Yeah, I'm still making movies.
Well, I still want to smack on a little skinny ass, but it's all good.
Matter of fact, he played on the little sitcom with Tyler Perry called Ambition.
Tyler Perry,
I ain't gonna lie to you. You still look good, but she played that. She played that bitch horror role to the T, boy. And you
that's my show.
Yeah.
I don't got no love for Robin Givens either, man. Fernando Don, man, come on, who brought you up into the sport? I know who it is anyway. I could guess that it's Ali, but go ahead.
You're on mute for now.
Who brought you into the sport, Fanon? Okay,
Muhammad Ali, without a doubt.
Okay, which fight, Fanon? Which is the first Ali fight you saw?
The first one that I actually saw was probably the Shavers fight. That was the first one where I remember thinking, damn, Shavers back. Look, because you can't, if you look back on it, man, like you can't really get a sense of it watching in the old show, like the tapes now. You really can't get a sense of what it looked like in real time when they were playing on ESPN. I just remember watching the special about Ernie Shavers. They went into his house. They did all this kind of stuff, and like the documentary stuff that you see before. But when the fight happened, dude, I remember looking at his back, and I was like, "Shit, this motherfucker's back is gigantic." And but Ali, Ali won the fight, and that's probably the first fight that I can actually remember seeing. And then I remember seeing, because I ain't old enough to be seeing Ali in the 60s, but then they played a tape of him, like a black and white highlight reel of him. And I was like, that doesn't even look like the same fighter. And because his hands were so fast, and I was like, wow, he was really something back then. And then, of course, my mother is from Louisville, so she knew him in high school. And I knew a bunch of family members that knew his family and all that. So, and he was living in Chicago at the time, on the South Side in Hyde Park. So, I was 100% in for Ali. And I used to watch the cartoons in the morning.
Oh man, I love that cartoon, bro. And the 1977 fight with Ernie Shavers, you're talking about Ali on the downslope, but he was able to take earn his power. I mean, he still went up against the ropes and did that rope-a-dope shit. I think that messed him up for the most part because he probably should have retired 4 years earlier, because I think personally he should have retired after the 1974 George Foreman fight, and if not that, after the Manila fight in '75.
Yeah, he should have been done. He should have been done after the Manila fight. That shit was, that was a wrap.
It was brutal, man. But if he would have even wanted to save himself a little further, it would have been after the '74 Foreman fight. I think he had nothing left to prove, but he went on and had a second reign that went about 10 more defenses. So, that's what warriors do. But
and let me say something on that. That's why I'm telling y'all, hey man, y'all don't try to ruin Deontay Wilder for me. Okay, I'm telling you right now, you motherfuckers is jumping on this fucking bandwagon. We've been out here riding for Deontay Wilder for years now, and y'all gonna jump on this fucking bandwagon saying stupid shit that's gonna get me, like, y'all gonna wind up unsubscribing to me. All right, Deontay Wilder is a great fighter, one of the most dangerous fighters ever. He will knock your ass out sideways, but Muhammad Ali has 2 reigns of over 9 title defenses. It was the #1 heavyweight for damn near 20 years. Okay, please don't do this. Please don't do that shit. Study your history. Pay the cat. He's the best heavyweight now. Easy. He's the best. He's the best heavyweight, I think, of this century. I put him ahead of Vladimir Klitschko. But man, pay respect to the old school fighters that came before, and at least go to fucking Boxing Rec and read. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. We got a couple super chats up in here. The Brothers UK, man, he says, peace, Brother Fanon and the panel. Hey, man, we appreciate it. I know I got Mahara Nation earlier, man, who told us some truths up here. And then we got Mr. T, King Texas, up in here. He says, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Marvin Hagler got me started in boxing shit. 80s, baby. That's right, the 1987 classic between Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. Sugar Ray Leonard had been sitting on the bench for a while, okay? He had a detached retina. He had been, inactive. Hagler had been on the downslope, okay? He had fought John the Beast Mugabe. Leonard saw something that he thought he could capitalize on. So he went on ahead, signed up to fight Marvin Hagler. I don't know, Mr. T, King Texas, who you thought won the fight, because that's down the middle. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people felt Sugar Ray Leonard won. Some people felt Hagler won. I looked at that fight because I had it on VHS. It was called the Super Fight. Okay, I had it on VHS. I watched it live, and then I watched it several times after that. We ordered the fight. Back in them days, we used to have to order them in a magazine. You could order the VHS tape, or you might be lucky enough and find it at the store. They actually carried that one at Walmart or Kmart. Okay, so shout out to you, brother. Let me see if we got any more super chats up in here, man. I could talk to Fanon forever about Ali, and he's right. I did have somebody come up into the house and into my page and said, hey, Deontay Wilder's getting ready to break Ali's record, but they're not realizing that Ali had 2 reigns of around 9 to 10 defense. I think one of them was 9 defenses and one of them was 10 or something like that. Or maybe the 60s, it was 8 defenses. Kurt would know a little bit better. But when we're going to get to Kurt, I want to know, KQKC, who brought you up into this sport, bro?
Yeah, you all just hit it on the head. I even sent Mr. T a message. Man, we thinking alike. It was Sugar Ray Leonard. I was aware of Muhammad Ali. I was, but Sugar Ray Leonard had a little speed, and a little flashiness. And, I was attracted to that. That's why I was so much of a Mayweather fan. Because Mayweather, he was pretty much not of Sugar Ray Leonard, of course, but he had flash and everything. So, and he had a very good defensive game. So, Muhammad Ali, he was a great fighter, and like Fanon said, actually, I never met him, but I went by his house and everything. And of course, couldn't get in or nothing like that, but he's right there in between Hyde Park and Kenwood. Louis Farrakhan right around the corner, Barack Obama right down the street, they all right there together. And but Sugar Ray Leonard was my dude. I liked his commercials. They don't do commercials too much for boxers now. But he used to do a commercial with his son. I think it was Sprite or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Did you ever see the commercial with him and Larry Holmes with the trucks?
With the what now?
Him and Larry Holmes used to have these truck commercials. I think it was for Ford or Chevy, where they had
Okay, yeah, I remember that one. And you know what? That went on long. I wonder why. But the Hagler fight, that really was a good one. You know, many said Hagler won. Matter of fact, Hagler said he won. But I think Sugar Ray was more flashy, and he wasn't like a Katie Taylor throwing 100 punches and only land 2, not like that. But he was, he held his own, and he won the fight. And Hagler was pissed off. I think he said he ain't gonna never box again. So, but that was a good fight. I don't know, was it with Sugar Ray? Yeah, I think that was him. But anyway, it was Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, though, man. Hagler never did fight again, and I'm glad he didn't fight because there was a group of young middleweights coming up around the '87 time period. You had Michael Nunn, you had Frank Tate, you had Iron Barkley. You could say Michael Elijah Day, but he kind of canceled himself out. There was a lot of talent around that area. You had Mike McCallum moving into the division. You had James Toney coming in there. So Marvin Hagler had a whole bunch. Julian Jackson, the G-Man. He had a whole bunch of talent that he would have had to face in the next few years in the mid-30s. But fighters today, they go around until they're 35, 36 years old. Right. Anyways, I agree with you guys. Sugar Ray Leonard was a great boxer. For me, it was Larry Holmes. Now we're going to get to Kurt Anderson Sugar. This is going to be interesting. Kurt, who brought you into boxing, man?
Oh, absolutely was Sugar Ray Robinson. It started when I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. My father had an old projector, and he used to aim it at the wall and show all the old fights. So it was Sugar Ray Robinson first, and Joe Louis second, and Henry Armstrong third. Those guys were my superheroes. Little kids, they was talking about the Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man. I was talking about Muhammad Ali and Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson and Henry Armstrong. He's my favorite athlete and my favorite fighter of all time. And before I pass it, just to let you know, Sugar Ray Robinson was undefeated as an amateur, 85-0 with 65 knockouts, 40 in the first round. And he started his career in 1940 and 1951. Those first 11 years, he was 128 wins, 1 defeat, and 2 draws with 84 knockouts.
The only
and I was like,
right?
What do you say?
The only defeat was to LaMotta, right, during that time period.
Yeah, he lost in his 40th fight to LaMotta. But remember something, in 1941, he wasn't even a welterweight. He was a lightweight. So when he was fighting people like Marty Servo and Sammy Angot, he would have been lightweight champion, but Angot wanted to fight beyond the contractual weight, which was 135. They fought at 137. So because he knew he couldn't beat Robinson, and Robinson fought a couple of middleweights, Jimmy Daniels and Jake LaMotta, who he lost the first time, but he went on a 91 fight streak, beat LaMotta 5 times after that loss. He started losing after the age of 40. He wound up with 19 losses, 173 wins, 6 draws, something like that, 108 knockouts. But Sugar Ray Robinson was, bar none, the greatest fighter who ever lived. Even Muhammad Ali wanted Sugar Ray Robinson to manage him, and he kept turning Ali down. And before the Mayweathers and Ali, he was the one that was the pretty fighter with the hair. He was a tap dancer. He used to sing or try to sing, and he had TV shows, TV series. He was the first fighter to get radio rights money for his fight and TV money. So before Floyd was a shrewd businessman, it was Ray Robinson. But as time passes on, people forget about Ray Robinson, man, when he died in 89, because him and Joe Louis died on the same day, April 12, 81 and 89 respectively. And I cried, man. I cried like a baby. I got a collection of Sugar Ray Robinson t-shirts. I got all his fights, posters, everything, man. And, he was the greatest fight I've ever seen, because he could have won those fights a lot easier by boxing, but he wanted to go to war. He wanted to inflict punishment on his opponents. I mean, he killed a man in 1947. I mean, he would have been light heavyweight champion, but the heat got to him. Even the referee fell out that night, Ruby Goldstein, and he had to retire. He was close to death, man. But Sugar Ray Robinson got me into boxing. I want to say something. With Fanon, I was working a couple of days ago with Fanon brung up Robinson and Burley, and people saying that Robinson, Doug Burley. That's not true because the timeline don't add up. Robinson started his career in 1940. Charlie Burley started his career in 1936. When Burley was colored middleweight champion in 1942, Robinson started his career in 1940 and fought as a lightweight. So if Robinson would have met Burley, Burley retired in 1950, Robinson 1965. If Robinson would have beat Burley, then people say he caught him at the end of his reign. But the times don't match up, and like that in boxing, it happens like that when two great fighters don't fight. Leonard signed a contract to meet Pride. He was going to fight Roger Stafford in Buffalo, but Leonard had the detached retina and he retired. Him and Pride was going to fight. Leonard signed the contract first. They was going to fight in fall of '82. So that's just a couple of cases I want to give the people because they have this false narrative that certain fighters duck certain fighters, but that's not true.
Hey, Kurt, we're going to get to the super chats, but I just want to ask you one more thing real quick, Kurt. Who was the first fighter that you watched live can you remember the first fight that you watched, man?
Yeah, it was at the Fabian Movie Theater, Ali versus Foreman in 1974, when grown man cried when Ali knocked out Foreman because people saying that Foreman was going to kill Ali, let alone win. So that fight, I was one of the few kids, and I was only 8 years old. My father was crying. I couldn't believe it, man. I would never forget. It was closed circuit before pay-per-view in Patterson, New Jersey at the Fabian Movie Theater. It was jam-packed. And that fight, over 1 billion people saw that fight live.
Wow. See, there's some numbers right there for your ass. And I'll tell you what, Kurt, was your father's tears of joy, or was he sad that Foreman lost? No,
tears of joy. Okay. Even though we like Foreman, Ali was the sentimental favorite.
Nice, man. That's really interesting, bro. The brothers UK, Hagler won. Leonard and Mike Trainer told Don Curry to stay at 147. I still have a tear in my eyes. Yeah, Donald Curry actually went and got an attorney over all that shit, bro. Interesting story there, the brothers UK. We really appreciate that. But I think that we got all the. I didn't see any more super chats come through. Fanon, did you see any come through? Other than that one right there, I think we got them all.
No, we didn't. We got two. I'm sorry, I was on mute. There's two we missed. One earlier with my man Dre's Finest. I don't believe we got to that. He said, "Salute OG Boxing from the last OG of the DMV." And then there's Mr. King Texas says, "Salute and smash that like, man." Let's take a check on that like. How many likes we got? Yeah, man, hit that like button. Let's catch up. We got about just shy of 400 people in the building, and we only have 147 likes. Let's get them likes up.
Yeah, that's it. Turn them up.
Yeah, get those likes up, people. Okay, we're gonna get into the fights that happened, and we had a very busy week in boxing. Now the week started out with the zone fight. Okay, Matchroom Boxing threw an event in Arizona by way of the zone. They allowed a habitual drug cheat to get in the ring. He disrespected the weight limit too. At that, it never stops with this guy. That's right. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fought Danny Jacobs. This was Danny Jacobs' first fight at 168 pounds. Where does he fit in the 168-pound picture? You have Chavez Jr., who had his moments, okay? I don't think Danny Jacobs is as good as people are saying he is, because Chavez Jr. even had his moments with Danny Jacobs. Too bad he lacks the heart. He ended up quitting after the 5th round. The crowd was unhappy and threw trash at him because that's what little Julio is. He's trash, okay? He took the L right in front of his father. I want to know what the OGs think about this failed card by the zone that left people unhappy again, man. Let's start out with Trap House Boxing, man. Just give me your thoughts on Danny Jacobs versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Well, first, I was surprised when I cut the fight on, man. I seen Julio Cesar Chavez. I thought I was at the goddamn Orange County Fair or something like that, man. I seen Chavez with this damn hair. He looking like a goddamn bag of cotton candy in there. I was like, who the fuck is this? This bitch got blonde, blue, pink, green, all type of shit going on. But I was actually surprised that how Danny Jacobs was showing Chavez a lot of respect like that. You know, it seemed like he was kind of like anticipating his power or something, because I didn't like the way he was really reacting when Chavez would hit him and all that. But Chavez got the Manny Pacquiao effect. Those people was there. They was there for Chavez, and every time Chavez would leave, throw anything there, ooh or ah. But some of those shots was clean that he was catching Danny Jacobs with. I just think that Danny Jacobs was I thought he was there the prize. He could have got knocked out in that fight if Chavez had some heart, and if he would just let his hands go a little bit more, and if he wasn't so much of a poor just a poor account of himself, man. He's a sad addition to the sport, But Danny Jacobs, I just think that he's just too arrogant to fight the way he fight. He ain't good enough to be he ain't as good enough to be fighting, how he think he is. He's just too arrogant to me. And I think that Danny Jacobs gonna get knocked out real soon, man. I don't really like him at 168 that much, I think he get in there with guys like Benavidez and stuff like that. Guys who gonna let their hands go and push him. I think Danny Jacobs will be done, But and plus,
yep.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't agree how he sit up here just dropping his trainers and all that, trying to get out of not paying these dudes no money. Danny Jacobs got this old real diva-like attitude that it don't sit well with me, especially when he do fight people, he don't give it his all. Like last night, those guys put it all on the line. Whether y'all want to say whatever y'all want to say about Tony or Charlo, those guys did not shortchange us last night. Danny Jacobs is going to shortchange you, and that's why I don't fuck with Danny Jacobs like that. You can't rely on him. Period. And Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya, those are two of the most deadliest promoters in the game. They sit out here letting these drug use fight and all this other crap. I'm telling you, with those two men, those are some real crumb snatchers, man. They're gonna get somebody killed. Well, Eddie Hearn already had one down his clock, but I'm telling you, they got a bad rap when it comes down to promoting these fighters, putting dirty fighters in and letting them get away with all type of crap.
Yeah, man, I agree with you, man. And also, I don't like Jacobs' personality either. I saw some diva ass shit between him and Rosado. I think his name is, before the fight, man. This guy's on.
He took Rosado like
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he said, why would I fight? What did he say? Why would I want to fight you? Some weird shit. Like, basically, like, he too good to fight him. Rosado just basically said, what's up, man? New York, Philly. Let's make it happen. And the thing is, I can agree. I understand Gabe, because I don't think Gabe just chasing the bag, because Gabe done fought down to everybody. We all know that. He done fought everybody. Win or lose. But I don't think he was just sack chasing. I think he really did want that fight. I really do.
Yeah, man. I agree. I think he wants to fight too, and there's no reason why they shouldn't do it, because Danny Jacobs, he should be trying to get a fight like that, because he can't beat none of the top guys at 168.
Yeah, he can't.
You done, Trap?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Okay, KQKC, what you got, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Well, I said before the fight that Chavez, he don't want to train. He trains when he feel like it, not when he have to. When he feel like it, they have to wake him up to make him train. He grew up, kind of spoiled. I even remember him when he was a kid, and that hair, I don't know where it came from. He used to have black curly hair, but he has been a poor excuse for a Mexican fighter, a Mexican warrior, and like I say, I think he got his mama ways. He don't have his father ways. If that's his father, and his father's really pissed off because this ain't the first time this happened. This ain't the second time, and this ain't the third. Listen, some people are not meant to be boxers. We as fathers, sometimes we live through our kids, our sons, to be what we couldn't be. But his father, did a great job in his career. He fought over 100-something fights, so that he don't have to be ashamed of. But when you ruin the family name, then that's a problem. Sometimes like Marcelo Wilder, boxing's not for you. It's for your brother, but not for you. So sometimes you just have to say, hey, look, I can't do it. It's not me. I'm not a boxer. And Julio Chavez Jr., the wins that he had, it was against little guys smaller than him. Now, Danny Jacobs, he did let Chavez push him to the corner, and that's the way he fights. He ducked that head, and he go in and he do body work. That's what he does. But quitting on the stool, quitting with a broken nose, I believe it was broken, but Danny Jacobs, you're right. He's not that good, And I think that fight with Canelo and a couple other fights took a lot out of him. He's not that young fighter no more. But in all, the fight was trash. I hate to say that, but I respect every fighter. Don't get me wrong. But are you really a fighter? That's what you have to ask yourself. Is he really a fighter? Or he going through the motions? He had outside problems, outside the ring, and he's a spoiled kid. He ain't shit. All right. I mean, let's just say what it is. All right. Let's just put it out there. All right. He ain't shit. And he need to just hang it up and do something else with his life. That's all. And that's all I have.
Okay, man. Looking, man, y'all up in the comments, man. Y'all smash the motherfucking like button, man. Come on, man. We only got 220 up in here, man. Likes from on my page. We got over 500 people up in this motherfucker, man. Okay, we finna heat this shit up. All right. Don't ask us no questions about that other shit. All right. We don't want those kind of questions around here. All right. That's them men's business. What happened between them? All right. Okay, now let's go to Kurt Anderson. What you think about Kurt? What you think about Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., Danny Jacobs, man?
Just because your father, your uncle's fought, that don't mean it's going to turn out the same way with you. Tommy Hearn's son Ronald tried it. Hector Camacho's son tried it. Didn't really work out. Marvis Frazier, but the difference with Chavez, he's like a spoiled rich kid who always got in trouble, and daddy went down to the police station and bailed him out. And he do the same thing 2 weeks later, commit some petty mischievous crime. This kid is an embarrassment to boxing and Mexican boxing. He made he's a caricature of the sport. With the blonde hair looking like Logan Paul. I said, oh my gosh, man. When they start dyeing their hair, that's when the problems is going to resonate. And I kind of knew he was going to do something because I seen the worried look on his face. He tried to take Jacobs out by becoming aggressive. See, he always he don't mind paying. He didn't mind paying the $1 million because he tried to use his weight to his advantage and against his opponent, sort of like Canelo do. But Canelo can fight and got heart. But with Chavez Jr., his father putting his face in his palms. That said that right there. That should be a meme. That tells you the whole story. He's embarrassed over his son. Shades of Minter Hagler when people throwing trash at him, pretzels and cups of beer and, Jolly Ranchers and all that. It's embarrassing. I feel sorry for the father because his father laid it all in all in the ring, and I don't mind a fighter losing, but don't quit. He quit against Fonfara. His claim to fame is he almost knocked out Sergio Martinez in the 12th round, Hearn seeing where he could make some money, staging a fight in Arizona off Chavez's name. But you see how loyal they was. They came out to support him. And once again, he let him down. And Jacobs, I don't like Jacobs. I don't like how he did Andre Rozier. You know, that's why he got a low profile trainer, because he didn't want to pay him. That's what money do to people. And the guy wasn't bad. He was trying to give him some instructions, but Jacobs is just passive, man. He's reluctant. You know, he wasn't like this early in his career, but I don't know. Money changed him. I don't know what changed him. He has bad habits, man. I'm not a Jacobs fan at all. So he's very tentative. So, the hell with him. I'm not watching another Jacobs fight, man. The fight before that saved the whole card, but the fight was a farce.
Yes, man, I agree, man. You know what it is? It's probably them chemicals he done put up in his head, man. Probably done mess his head clean up, man. I saw somebody in the comment section talking about Brian Kenny's line of questioning to Errol Spence. We're going to talk Errol Spence later, okay? So y'all stick around. We're going to get to Errol Spence, all right? Fanon. Before I go to Fanon, let me cover the super chat. Matthew Valentine, he says, appreciate you, brothers. More each day. Okay. Hey, man, we appreciate you too, Matthew Valentine, for coming through, listening to us, taking the time out your schedule on Sunday morning, brother. If you ain't joined up to the OG Boxing Talk channel, there's a thing you could join. Then do that too, brother. We really appreciate you, Matthew Valentine. Fanon, give us what you got, man, on the Chavez Jr., Danny Jacobs, the Zone, whatever it is you want to talk about.
Yep, and also Dre's Finest said to Kurt Anderson in the super chat, you're right, Kurt, Sugar Ray Robinson, the best. All right, man. My take on it is, hold on one second, man, so I can actually get to this. Yeah, my take on it is that everybody's covered enough about Danny Jacobs and him robbing Andre Rozier. That was shameful. That was tacky. That's petty. And anytime I talk about Danny Jacobs from here forward, I'm going to talk about how he basically stole $500,000 from a guy he's been training with since he was 14 years old. Because if what they say about how much money he got is true, my understanding is that they said he got close to $10 million, something like that. And if he got close to $10 million for that fight, and you got a 10% to your trainer, that's $1 million for your trainer. Right? So if and you paid him 100, you paid him 1%, you stole $900,000 from that man. You a piece of shit, straight up. The dude was training you since you were 14 years old. You're probably 30 years old now. As soon as you get some money in your pocket, and then he uses this whack ass excuse that the trainer wasn't with him. Like, I read in an article where they said Daniel Jacobs was mad because Andre Rozier had more other fighters he was training, and he had other fighters, and he had other obligations, so he was missed the plane, or he got to the fight like a little bit later. The story was like, really? So you're gonna use that as an excuse to take $800,000? That's just fucking theft. That's just theft. No, Debo. It's not like Gennady Golovkin did, because what Gennady Golovkin did was, when they found out how much money that he was going to make for whatever fight it was, Gennady Golovkin went to Abel Sanchez and said, "Look, I'm going to pay you this for the fight." And then Abel Sanchez said, "No, I'm not going to train you." So he just didn't accept the offer. That's not what Daniel Jacobs did. Daniel Jacobs had the guy work, then when the check got, then sent him a note, just sent him $100,000 check. Sent him a $100,000 check. He just straight robbed the dude of whatever the amount of money it was that he owed him. He straight robbed him, because if you knew how much you were going to get and you didn't want to pay it, you could have told the dude ahead of time and not had you in the corner. And then the crazy thing is, he talked about Sergey Deverenchenko and how Sergey Deverenchenko got a big payday in the last fight with Gennady Golovkin, and Sergey Deverenchenko paid him his money and treated him like family. So that shit was just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Danny Jacobs just lost all. Not that he cares, because obviously, dude, I've always thought the dude was phony. He does, and I don't never trust guys that don't speak like they really speak. I listened to Daniel Jacobs talk, and he's trying to cover up a New York accent. He's just a fraud, man. As far as the fight goes, Eddie Hearn's a fraud. That was a gimmick gone. That was a straight up gimmick gone wrong. That was a gimmick gone wrong. They tried to set up a scenario. First of all, they went through all kind of hoops to get Julio Cesar Chavez in the ring. It was like they had 3 warnings and they knew this shit was going to happen. The first was when, first of all, the dude didn't deserve the fight because it was like, why are you even making this fight? Daniel Jacobs against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He ain't fought anybody significant since he got beat up in a one-sided match, con job match with Canelo Alvarez. Why would Danny Jacobs even be fighting the guy? Then he not only does he fight somebody he shouldn't have had in there anyway, in Julio Cesar, he's been a basket case. Then he misses the weight. I mean, no, he won't take a drug test. And they forum hop over to Arizona and get away with that. Then the dude misses weight. After he misses weight, then not only does he miss weight, then he goes in there and he quits and has all kind of people throwing all shit all over the place. It was an absolute, man, it was just a debacle. That whole event was a debacle from the beginning to the end, and I'm happy it was because it was nothing but a con job to begin with. They were trying to there was 2 outcomes that were going to happen to that fight. Either Julio Cesar Chavez was going to get the shit beaten out of him and become a bloody mess, or Danny Jacobs was going to get robbed. Because if Danny Jacobs, because I heard, somebody can verify this, that they probably had that. I bet you they had Julio Cesar Chavez up on that scorecard. It was either going to be Daniel Jacobs beat him bloody, or Daniel Jacobs got robbed if it went to a decision. But there was just no reason to make that fight. It was a tragedy. It was a travesty from beginning to end, with the exception of them little midgets that fought the fight before. Martinez, hey dog, that little kid looked like he 8 years old and was beating the piss out that dude. If you've not had a chance to see that little Mexican flyweight, or it was a flyweight, right? Little flyweight.
Yeah. Flyweight.
Yeah, flyweight. Oh man, go back and watch that fight, dude. That was Computerall at its finest. I loved it. That's my take on it.
Yeah, man, that's something else, man. With Eddie Hearn, man. Do you think that this was another failed event for the zone over here in America? Because Eddie Hearn's is trying to make some noise over in this country. They were supposed to have the fight in Vegas. They had to go to Arizona with it. People left mad. They were throwing shit in the ring. Is this a failed event for Eddie Hearn, or did Eddie Hearn just trying to brush this shit over, or what?
Man, hell yeah, it was. It was an embarrassment. I can't say whether it was failed or not. I'll tell you,
they gave away them tickets. I heard too. I heard they gave away half them tickets.
Oh, I'm sure they did, man. I'm sure they did. They were acting like saying that there was 10,000 people in there. Chris Mannix was in there talking. Chris Mannix is a prick too. Like that dude is a prick. Anyway, they were out there talking about how there was 10,000 people expected to be there and all that. I was looking at that. There was all kind of empty seats all through that bitch. But I just think it was an embarrassment. And just think for a second how the media would have treated Jermell Charlo versus Tony Harrison if it had ended like Julio Cesar Chavez, Daniel Jacobs. If they had ended it with somebody quitting and the whole place just throwing a bunch of bottles and shit in the ring and having so much drama that literally they needed security around Daniel Jacobs to hold the post-fight interview. Man, your boy was hilarious. What's his name? The guy that Brian Kenny, who wound up covering the Fox event. Man, he was he just basically told Eddie Hearn to get the fuck out of his face. Because Eddie Hearn tried to come in there for an interview and he's like, nah, man, security, man, beat it, Eddie. I thought that shit was hilarious. But yeah, man, I think it was
Hey, can y'all hear Fanon?
Yeah, no, figured it out.
Fanon, you put yourself on mute, bro. Fanon.
He dropped off, I believe, didn't he?
Okay, well, Fanon dropped off, but are y'all still here? Kurt Anderson's still here, and Trap House Boxing is still here, right?
Yes, sir. That's all I see. Me, you, and Trap.
Okay, well, while Fanon and them are getting their stuff together here, getting their signal straight, I'm going to tell y'all real quick what I think about Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I believe his father pampered him way too much. When he was growing up, he got away with much more than the average kid. When the Trick cereal was missing, little Julio was the one responsible for the missing box of Tricks. Yes, indeed, it was little Julio that ate all the Lucky Charms. Yes, indeed, it was little Julio that stole your pack of cigarettes. Yes, indeed, it was little Julio who smoked up all your weed, okay? Yes, it was little Julio that chose to wear Wonder Woman underoos instead of Superman and Spider-Man underoos. His father did not throw him out to the lions in a timely manner, all right? It's time to hang him up, kid. As far as Danny Jacobs, I don't think Danny Jacobs has any place in the 168-pound division. There's so many belts going around that he could perhaps win a belt, but he's not going to beat guys like Plant and Benavidez and all of those kind of guys, man. He's going to get his ass stretched out in that division, and it'll be good for him because I don't like him either. He's another example of an overpaid boxing wannabe celebrity, man. All right, so I got no love for this guy, man. I don't know what the hell going on here, man, with Fanon and them. It's funny how we still running the show and the moderator ain't here. I mean, the guy whose channel it's on ain't even on the damn show. The people out there in the audience, can y'all hear us out there in the audience? Can y'all hear us? We're just trying to figure out, okay, hold on. He said his shit went berserk. Fanon. Okay, so Fanon will be back, man. We're going to proceed with the agenda here because...
Hey, Blood.
Go ahead, bro.
Let me say something real quick, man. I'm gonna tell y'all who Julio Junior daddy really is. His daddy is really Manny off of Scarface. You remember Scarface partner, the one who was fucking with his sister, who he killed?
Yeah.
That's his daddy. I'm telling you, that's his daddy. Julio Cesar Chavez ain't his daddy, man. Manny is Junior daddy. You know they pawned him off on Julio. You know what I mean? They had to pawn him off on Julio because that can't be his daddy.
I'll tell you what, they look alike when you look at their bodies, man. They have the same body, him and Julio Cesar Chavez. They have the same, like, their body look exactly the same, man. Neck down. Look at them neck down. Even though he's a bigger version, because he had more clenbuterol when he was growing up. See, he grew up on clenbuterol. These kids today, they get bigger because they eat all that damn steroid that they be putting in the meat and shit. So because he had clenbuterol, he ended up a little bigger than his daddy, but it's the same fucking body. What you think about that, Kurt? You think that's his daddy?
I don't think it's his daddy because he don't have his daddy genes. He's a quitter. His father was never a quitter. So they say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, but when I look at them two, I'm like, you couldn't be, they just polar opposites, man. And, I'm quite sure Chavez Sr. want to drive way out to the countryside and drop him off and never want to see him again. I'm quite sure he want to do that deep down inside.
Yeah, man. I hear you, bro. Okay, so we got the full panel back up in here. I don't know what's going on with y'all.
Man, my shit went berserk. I had it on another computer. My battery, the everything went out on my other computer. They good for streaming. StreamYard kept us rolling. My bad.
Maybe it's just had something to do with the whack ass Chicago boys. Maybe it got something to do with that.
Real quick.
Hey, man, let's get to Daniel Dubois, man. I want to know what you guys, who saw Daniel Dubois fight. That's right. This is the guy that's coming up that's going to give Deontay Wilder a match one day, okay? But first, I want him to clean up over on that side of the pond. You want to talk about that side of the street? I want Daniel Dubois to clean up over in the UK, all right? This guy's the truth. He ain't no Anthony Joshua built up, created media hype machine, all right? This kid been boxing since he was 6 years old, entering tournaments at the age of 7. His sister boxes too. Daniel Dubois is the fucking truth, man. I'm telling y'all now, smash the motherfucking like button, man. We up in here. Smash the like button, all right? Now, I want to know who saw Daniel Dubois. I'm going to start with the historian himself because Man, Kurt, he was even playing Larry Holmes music, bro. Real great touch, man, with that shit, man. He kind of reminds me of a old throwback fighter for some reason, Kurt. I don't know what it is. What you think about him?
Yeah, he has a lot of young Tim Witherspoon in him. Tim Witherspoon, when he was young, was a power punching heavyweight, you know. So he kind of reminds me of him. You know, he has heavy hands. You know, he lives like a fighter. I like that. You know, he doesn't talk a lot. He's humble. You know, very powerful and strong. I just want to see him step up in competition. They seem to be bringing him along nicely. You know, I'm very interested in see how he's going to pan out. He's not a hype job. I get on UK fighters, but he seems to be the real deal. You know, I just want to see more and, you know, a better competition, man. But maybe one day him and Ajagba can fight. You know, that'd be very, very interesting. You know, I like Daniel Dubois, so I just want to see more. You know, can't wait till he get in the ring. I can't wait till he steps up in competition. You know, he mowing guys down, knocking them out early. You know, he knocked out what's the guy named Fujimoto yesterday, man. So you know, he got me interested, man. I'm very curious about his career.
What about after the fight, though, bro? He called out Derek Chisora. He called out Dillian White. He said he's ready for them guys now. What you think?
I was very pleased. That shows me he's a fighter, but they're going to steer clear of him. They know he's young and strong. He's coming up, you know. So they looking at him as high risk, low reward, you know. So they're going to stand clear of him because of his power. See, older fighters know when you have a young lion on you know, up and up, man. It's something about him, you know, that they not comfortable with, man. So you know, he's not going to get those guys. They're going to stay clear of him, and you know, he's going to continue to fight people who get in the ring with him until somebody steps up to the challenge. And I don't see that in the foreseeable future. But he's making a name for himself, and he must be somebody because he has the respect of American boxing fans. This guy can fight.
Yes, he can, and he did call out Joe Joyce too. Fanon, did you get a chance to see Daniel Dubois last night?
Yes, I watched that bum bag.
Okay.
You guys can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, I watched that. I watched him beat up that bum. Yeah, I'm all right with him, man. I like the fact that they're bringing him along slow. He looks like the real deal to me. And I'm looking forward to seeing more out of him. I like him I like everything that I've seen so far. You know, that fight wasn't much of a fight, man. That guy, he knocked him down with a jab. Like, he dated knocked that dude's head off with a jab. So you know he was pretty much just set up to win that fight. But I think that's what you're supposed to do with young fighters like that. And I would just hope that before he gets to like fighting the levels of, you know, like definitely like even a Derek Chisora or Dillian White and those guys, that he gets over 22, 23 fights. Like, I think that he should have more opportunities to get in the ring and just walk through the ropes, knock somebody, walk out, and just get used to being a professional over a longer period of time. There'll be an opportunity, kind of like similar to what happened with Ife Agabe when he got knocked down. And I know we'll talk about that later. You know, he got knocked down in that fight. That was something he had to overcome. He overcame it. And now he realizes, oh, man, that shit can happen to me. So he'll probably be a little bit more defensively responsible. I would like to see Daniel Dubois have an opportunity like to have a little more trouble presented to him before he goes out there and he fights some of these big guys and finds out that, you know, he's got some, you know, issues with his armor and not find out about it like Anthony Joshua did in the middle of a fight in New York City.
But this kid is nothing like Anthony Joshua, okay? This kid been fighting longer than all of them guys. He started fighting at the age of 6, all right? So there's a difference with guys who started in the gym at a very young age. I think that he's on a faster track than what people would like to recognize. The guy already has the WBC silver belt, all right? So he's already going to be making his way into the WBC rankings. But it doesn't seem like he wants a Deontay Wilder fight anytime soon. He's not mentioning him. He's mentioning guys over there. And what I would like to see happen is him go over there and establish his dominance and then He'll be the guy, the real star, to come over from the UK and come over and fight Deontay Wilder. All that Anthony Joshua shit is a bunch of bullshit. He's a media machine, a hype fighter. This kid Daniel Dubois is the real deal. I want somebody to represent for England well because I'm originally from there.
Oh, that's so sweet. You're in love.
That's right. That's right. Well, not in love. I'm in love with the fact of somebody coming from that region to come over here and make some noise over here. That's exactly what it is, man.
Man, you better watch. Be careful what you ask for. He turned into one of them other fish and chip, overhyped ass fighters.
Hey, man, he ain't gonna end up like that, bro. He ain't gonna end up. Hey, well, shout out to Nestle or China in the super chat. He said, "What happened to the contract? Rozier should sue Jacobs. It seems Jacobs overcame drugs and weight. Jacobs at 168 looks better than at 160. Well, I don't agree with you, but I do agree with the fact that he should sue him. I do agree with that. We got Cali Enigma Sports and Entertainment, our brother Cali from out in the Bay Area. He says Daniel Dubois said last week he'd knock out AJ too. That's right, he damn sure did. Now, and I think he would. He'd beat him now. Why I'm not rushing? Why keep this kid on ice? Put this kid in the fight against AJ. He's the best thing over there. And then Cali Enigma says he's been ducked by Joyce and White already. Salute for non-blood, Trap, KQKC, and Kurt. And also he's been ducked by Derek Chisora, punk ass. These guys don't want the kid. I'm telling you right now that this kid is going to be something special. Y'all remember that. He's the one who's going to provide Deontay Wilder with a good fight. The rest of them guys, Deontay Wilder is wasting his time. Hold on. Let me get off this because y'all going to get me to rant on here, man. And Trap House Boxing, they ain't told me yet. Now, see what's going on? You got to Trap, though. What?
Main Event Mark and Cali Enigma. Don't y'all go nowhere when we start talking about this Charlo fight. Don't y'all go nowhere. You think we out here in front of 600 people? I ain't gonna talk about what we was talking about in that chat. I told you. Go ahead.
Okay, Trap House Boxing, man. Daniel Dubois, did you see the fight, bro?
No, I did not see the fight, but I'm gonna talk about Daniel Dubois. But I had told y'all a week or two ago that he was gonna smash Fujimoto because I told you he was trash. But when it comes down to Daniel Dubois, look, man, I think some of y'all giving Derek Chisora way too much credit, man. I mean, that dude really ain't that good. And y'all gonna find that out. Brooklyn Child, especially you, I know you listening too, nigga. You gonna find that out when we make that bet with Usyk and Chisora. But we gonna find that out. That's when he gonna have to fight like a Daniel Dubois. You know, because he ain't gonna be no more good to anybody no more. But as far as like Dillian White and all those guys, Dillian White they're not gonna fight that dude, Daniel Dubois, man. They're not gonna fight him no time soon. Dillian White sent up he like the knockoff prostitute over there in the UK. He like the soft taco AJ over there. He think he can just maneuver away and pick who he want to fight and all that. Like he got some special privilege based on what I don't know what. I guess the Joseph Parker fight. But I do think that Daniel Dubois is the real deal. Thus far, I didn't see his head movement last night because I didn't watch the fight. That's the one thing I've been critiquing him of, his head movement. No, he definitely don't move his head as much. But as far as him and Jagbar, people say they want to see that. I used to want to see that a whole lot. I still do. But the thing is, after what I seen from Jagbar last night, Daniel Dubois turned that dude into straight up. I'm talking about straight caviar. I'm talking about he was just destroyed. I'm telling you, man, it'll be a good fight, long as it lasts. But I just think that Daniel Dubois is just too quick, too fast, and too explosive, and Dagba is too slow. He leave the jab lingering out there. He don't get his hands back home fast enough. And we seen last night after the second round what Calizé did to him. He was just countering. He got the timing down after the first round, and then every time Jack would throw a jab, he'd count over the right hand and follow up with the left hook every time because he knew Jack would leave his 1-2 hanging out there. And what happened was he was getting peppered and got caught, got hurt, and we seen something that we ain't seen before in the Jaguar. But the thing is this: I'm not saying that the Jaguar can't hurt Dubois. He can, because both of those guys are heavy punches. But I just think that in a situation like last night, minus Dubois getting hurt first, If the bar get Jagba hurt first, he gonna get him out of there. It ain't gonna be no save by the bell. He gonna get that dude up out of there. That's just my opinion. I think that the Jagba got a whole lot to work on, but not to make it about a job. But I was just comparing the two because there's been a lot of hype about those two fighters. You know what I mean? But I just think that Daniel Dubois is definitely on the rise, man. And I can't wait to see who he line up with next. I'd love to see him flatline the store just so to show y'all that the sure ain't shit.
Man, listen, man, Junior the Truth, man, let me tell you something, bro. Y'all need to stop downgrading Deontay Wilder's future resume, all right? Dubois is the shit. I'm here to tell you right now, he'll beat the shit out of that Jagba guy, make mincemeat out of him. He'll knock out him and that white European bum he fought last night in the same night, boy. You hear me, Junior?
And he definitely knock out AJ, South fans. Believe that.
And he'll knock out AJ. That's right. He'll knock out AJ, Dillian White. The only one who might have a chance is Derek Chisora. Right now, I think that Derek Chisora would beat AJ too. And I think if Dillian White fight AJ again, I have AJ as the 6th, 7th heavyweight right now for y'all's information. Junior, man, cut that bullshit out, bro. Yeah, I admit that FA suspect, but not my boy Daniel Dubois, who's only 21 years old, been fighting for years. KQKC, the singing OG, what you think about him? I know you said you didn't see it. What you think?
No, I didn't see it, but I'm very familiar with Daniel Dubois. He is a good fighter. He's a solid fighter. He's more advanced than a Joe Joyce, a Effie Job, Fall. All the guys, especially the England guys. For some reason, they slow as molasses. I don't know why, but Daniel Dubois, I can see him getting a second round knockout because he's been fighting for a long time, and it seems like he's been fighting forever because he got great skills. He got great power. He can move his feet, and he's no joke. He's young. He's strapping young. AJ is not gonna go in there with him because they trying to stay away from the young, strapping young men. They can walk through their punches. And we know AJ don't have a chin, especially against a young fighter like Dubois. Now, I've been watching him for a while now, and he hasn't been disappointing me at all. And like I said, I don't mean to bring up George Joyce and all that, but they are slow as hell. Like I said, you can be strong. You can be strong all you want to. But if you got hands like, let's say, Ruiz, you got hands like him, and then you got that body like Dubois, you can make a difference. And he got a long ways to go in this fight game. And he will make some noise. So with Effie Java, the same way. You can be tall, strong, but slow as molasses. I don't know how.
Thinking of Jagba, because we're gonna get into that next, and then we're gonna
okay.
Talk.
Okay. Now, but Dubois, I think he's the real deal right now. All right, right now, I think he's the real deal. Now, if he step up, okay, okay. Cut it out, Fanon. Cut it out.
No, I'm looking at Junior the Truth. Junior the Truth said AJ is not trying to stay away from strapping young men.
Oh, I see the little sign. Okay, yeah, Junior, you're funny. You're right. He ain't trying to stay away from him. You ain't lying. But Daniel Dubois, yeah, he's solid, great fighter, and like I say, he's up and coming, and he need to move technically up, methodically, take his time because he's learning and he's listening and he's getting the job done. Now, I would like to see him get some rounds in, but that's going to be hard to do. When you're a fighter, it's hard to hold back, unless you just give him a lot of lateral movement and don't throw anything and give up rounds. Then you go in it and go for it. So, but I wish I could have seen that fight, but I was out, so I couldn't see it. So, but I could tell that's how it go. But I will see it again tonight. So,
yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, let's go back around the. Let's ask Kurt Sugar. Kershak, what you think about a jog bar, man? Where he fit into the heavyweight?
Jog bar or Dubois? What we on? Do we switch?
I told you that we're gonna go right into a jog bar.
Oh,
now,
okay.
You gotta stay sharp and you gotta stay listening to me, bro, because I'm trying to move this agenda. Okay.
Hey man, look, I've been listening to you. I've been listening to you fawn over Daniel Dubois for like 2 months now.
Yeah, man.
I zoom out,
bro. The man is the fucking truth. I'm telling you, I've been waiting for a fighter to come from out of England, bro. Hey, listen to y'all, man. Listen here, man. AJ, when he going around in the hot tub and shit with all these guys and shit, that's not how we move over there, bro. Okay? You guys need to follow Dubois. Dillian White's a bitch, too. I was hoping until he did that shit with Dean White where he got some other nigga carrying his last name. They over there with a bunch of homosexual activity, bro. The only one who's straight, who I could remember these type of guys was somebody like Dubois. All right, those are the type of people I hung out with. I ain't hang out with people like AJ. I don't even know where the fags came from, man. But they definitely queer, man. Anyway, let's go to my boy Kurt Sugar, man. What you think about a jog bar, man? Where you fit in, bro?
Oh, that was a great fight last night, versus Clase. But a jog bug, man, his defense is porous. He leaves his head on the line, his chin up in the air. His jab is lazy, like Trap said. You can counter him. He has a long way to go, man. To me, he regressed, man. He shouldn't have that hard of a time with Clase, who was knocked out multiple times, man. But he makes a lot of mistakes, He throws the same punches over and over again. So Clase start timing him. Coming over the jab because he knew what a job was going to do. So he has to go back to the drawing board. And I notice a lot of fighters, man, they get hit way too easy, and it shouldn't be like that. The trainers are not as good as the trainers of the past, man. A Jogba, the one thing says him, he has a good right hand, but his jab is lazy, and he's repetitive. Do the same thing over and over, so he's very predictable. He has to learn to tuck his chin behind his shoulder like Bernard Hopkins used to do, and they just don't teach defense, man. It's all offense. You can tell, so they have to work on him, man. Ronnie Shields, they have to work on him, because if you're getting in there with Dubois or somebody who has a little bit of defense, you can get to a jockbuck, man. He's not the heavyweight we thought he was. So he has a long way to go, man. He's regressed to me.
Yeah, I agree, man. He's a Deontay Wilder wannabe is what he is. For a while, this guy was even rocking the same hairstyle as Deontay Wilder. While he getting knocked down, Daniel Dubois is knocking out people with jabs, okay? I heard what's his name? He who greets with fire in the chat said something about we're not talking about Dubois no more. As long as I'm moderator, we're going to continue to talk about Dubois, okay? Now, let's move on to Fanon. What you think about this guy, Jogba, this hype machine?
I think he will destroy Danny Dubois. I think he is twice. No, I'm just bullshitting. Danny Dubois.
You've been smoking some shit over there, boy. Texas,
man, look, man, this is my problem with them big ass heavyweights, man. Look, when y'all go to the body, go to the body. These dudes all want to play this long, tall, jab, straight right hand. Dog, go to the body, man. There were so many times, even just offensively, if he had got by, if he would have he started landing some uppercuts and stuff a little bit later. But man, if this dude would go to the body on these dudes, but I just don't know, man. I think he's just kind of his personality is very even. He's doesn't seem to be really, really aggressive. He doesn't have much head movement, kind of like that kid, Balderramos, that got knocked out before in the fight before. Just, this kid just had his right hand. He just had his right hand up, and he wasn't using any head movement, so he was just waiting. It was just a matter of time before that guy got around his guard and clipped him. Yeah, man, if he had Gaba he's going to be trouble for people because he's so big, he's so strong, but at the same time, he gets hit too easy. He doesn't go to the body. He seems real straight up and down, real basic. And I think we got a Michael Grant. I think we got a strong, slow Michael Grant on our hands.
Yeah, he's a hype machine. I agree. Michael Grant is a great comparison, man. I mean, I don't even think he's as talented as Michael Grant was. Let's see if he could even get through Charles Martin. Okay, I don't even know if he can make it through Charles Martin now, right? Let's see who else wants to speak on the job bar. Did I ask you, Trap, yet about the job bar?
Nah, but I'll give it real quick, man. When it comes down to job, I'm gonna tell you, like Kurt Sugar said, and I was thinking that he regressed, and the thing is this: a guy like a Jogba, he need to find somebody, and it's kind of hard to now after we seen last night, it's gonna be kind of hard to just say put him in there and get some rounds with a guy, that's gonna work him. Cause see, we seen over just over a short amount of time with a former cruiserweight that wasn't even punching that hard, softened him up for the kill and put him on his ass. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to see how you gonna move this guy. And a lot of his whole game is just predicated on just power. And if his power don't get him through, then he's a limited fighter. He can't go backwards. He only know one way. You know what I mean? You definitely got to put him in there somebody that's gonna he got to work on his defense. You know what I mean? He definitely got to work on his defense. So I don't know how you gonna move a guy like him, man. I guess you might have to just take a guy like him, man, and maybe find him another trainer, and or you might just say talk your loss up and just throw him in there and just say fuck the hell with it, man. Just move him however. I don't know, but I just don't see him, doing anything, because a guy like Dubois, if we counter him once or twice, it ain't gonna take him 2 or 3 rounds to soften him up, to flatline him. Dubois can knock him out, will put him on his ass with one punch, hurt him badly with one punch. So that'd be a different situation, like I said. And he ain't ready, man, to me, in my opinion. But the thing, he always got to punch his chance. Like I said, it's either gonna be killed or be killed with him. So
yeah, man, he always go ahead. Sure.
No, I don't really know what the solution is with a job, but man, like I said, you might have to just say fuck it, or you might, just put some deep thought into it and figure out how you gonna sharpen him up. But I don't see him getting better, to be honest with you. Only thing I can say is just work on his defense. That's the best thing I can say.
Okay, we're gonna pass this to Kurt in just a second, but before I do that, let me get some of these super chats. We have Dre's Finest. He said AJ be out looking for strappy young men to gump. Yeah, man, AJ on that gay shit, man. I seen them pictures of him in that hot tub, man, and shit like that. That's not how we move over in England. I don't know where them people come from, but when I lived over in Brixton, there were no, people would get their ass whooped for being faggots, man. But I guess things have changed over there too. Antonio Alexander up in the super chat. Hey, man, shout out to my brother Antonio Alexander, man. We really appreciate that, my brother. Let's go down the list here. I know we had another one. Here we go. We got the Cali Enigma. He says, Blood, are you saying that Dillian White isn't Jamaican? Listen here, man. Listen. Dillian White ain't Jamaican, fam. He's Jamaican, He speak like, hey, come on, give us some money, honey. Give us a chance, honey. Yeah, if y'all ain't hear Cali Enigma go off on this freestyle that he did on his page this week, y'all need to go back and listen to Cali Enigma show when he went in on Dillian White. It's in the very beginning, bro. He went on this long-ass Jamaican freestyle. No, man, he Jamaican, Cali Enigma. He Jamaican, man. And that ain't bullshit, We got Adewale up in here in the super chat, man. My brother Adewale from across the pond. He got a boxing show too, so y'all subscribe up to him. He says the Jogbar is older than 25, so he can't improve too much. Yeah, they saying he's 25, man. That nigga ain't no damn 25. That nigga like 28, 29 years old. We really can't tell with these guys. But I think Jogba been over in America for a while. I think he was down in the dirty South and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, did you get Antonio Alexander?
Did I get Antonio Alexander in the super chat?
Yeah, he gave a super chat, but he just didn't say anything, man. Shout out to you.
Yeah, I said what's up to him. I sure did.
Okay, cool.
Antonio Alexander, my brother. Shout out to you, bro. We appreciate that. And y'all, you know what? We got almost 700 up in here, man. Y'all smash that motherfucking like button. We gonna get Kurt's take on this whole thing. And we gonna talk about Dillian White punk ass again. Because we got the agenda's moving a little quicker this morning. We're gonna talk about how Dillian White punk ass said he want to lay hands on Deontay Wilder. Because that shit right there pissed me off. But anyway, Kurt, the Jogbar, man, what you think about it, my brother?
Oh no, you asked me already.
Oh, okay, then we know. I think we got everybody in on that, man. Drew Titan said.
Hey, I would like to point out that we spent a full one-fourth of this conversation talking about Daniel fucking Dubois.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Kurt.
Daniel fucking Dubois.
I mean, blood.
Five here now because everybody agrees that Daniel Dubois is the future and that Dillian White, AJ, and all of them, they a bunch of furious over there.
45 minutes on Daniel fucking Dubois.
Daniel Dubois, the man. He the man.
You know, blood on Wilson Phillips ass nigga. You're in love. You remember that group, Wilson Phillips? That's blood on your love ass nigga. You're in love with Daniel Dubois. You know I gotta throw it. Yeah, you know I gotta fuck with blood. You know I gotta fuck with.
Hey, blood, I got something to say about Effie.
Wilson Phillips now. Y'all heard him now up in the chat? Y'all heard on track?
That's you. Yeah, that's you. A lot of them youngsters don't know who that is anyway.
You don't know about the motherfuckers, man. I heard them nothing about no Wilson Phillips since I was a kid. That's your favorite group. You've been listening lately, nigga. You've been listening lately. Sean Snowden up in the super chat, man. What's up, my brother? To the brother Sean, he says, salute to the Boxing Council. Enjoy you guys every Sunday. Hey, man, we're glad that you could even come through, man. Take the time out to listen to us, Sean, man. We really appreciate that, OG.
Blood, I got something to say about Effie.
He's coming back, y'all. Drew Titan will be back on the OG panel. We got the spot ready for you, Drew. Whenever you come back, whenever you want to come through, man. We want to hear that New York state of mind, that New York perspective, okay? Because I need some help in this Daniel Dubois thing.
Yeah, we need some Daniel Jacobs perspective at you.
Yeah, we need somebody from New York to go in on Danny Jacobs.
All right, man. Hey, blood. KQKC is pissing himself trying to say something about Daniel fucking Dubois. Go ahead.
No, I want to talk about Effie, a job I was trying to say.
Oh, did you talk about him? Go ahead, KQ. My bad, brother.
Yeah, I just talking about well, his speed for one. We all know.
I told you to go straight to a job, Bob, but that's good. Go ahead. You got something more.
Oh, okay. I'll be just a minute. Well, with his strength, we all know he's slow. His feet work is slow. His strength is there, you know, and he got the right fundamental. I don't think he need to change coaches or trainers, because Ronnie Shields is one of the best in the business, because he brought the Charlos up on that 1-2. And Effie, he's doing that too, but he doesn't have the defense. You see, he don't block himself and get his glove up in time for the counter to come back. See, that's how what happened last night. That's why he got caught. You know, sometimes when you throw the 1-2, you know, you got to hurry up and get your guard back up in your face, or somebody going to counter you. Someone fast going to counter you. And he got to learn that. Then he had the young man in trouble, and he stood there. Now, Deontay Wilder would have jumped on him. The guy was on wobbly legs. He just let the guy, I don't know what he was doing, knitting or what, I don't know. But he should have jumped on him, and he could have ended the fight right then and there. But he gave the guy a chance to get back and get straightened out. And, you know, and one thing led to another. He has a lot to learn. And he's not young. He's young in boxing, but he's not young. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to practice and work on the things that he does wrong. And that's just about everything except for the strength, you know. And he don't need to lose weight. Now, he needed to get some speed. Now, that, I'm like Trap House. I don't know what you have to do to speed his hands up. I don't know, put weights on him and let him punch 1,000 times. I don't know. But he can't lose weight, because if he does that, you know, he's a big guy, and that weight, that strength, it might not follow him down. It might follow him up, but not down. You know, so that's a hard thing to think about. You know, he is a big guy, and you know, so That's what I wanted to say. Basically.
Hey, before we branch out, I
Hey,
want
can we
to
get to the shit that matters?
Yeah, but real quick, I just want to highlight that. Did y'all see that the ref actually let Calizé ass off the hook in that fight a few times? That dude was standing up in the middle of the ring with wobbly legs,
right?
On the fight. That's all I wanted to say, Mr. Ivy League. While you sitting over there smirking. Yeah.
Hey, I can't see you smirking because you niggas hide behind fucking avatars. Okay? And Marcus, what's the dude just said? Fanon's not a fan. Hey, Marvin Nett said Fanon's not a fan of Dubois. Yeah, I am. I'm just sick of, man, I'm just, blood boxing just loves him. So I gotta play with him. I'm like, man, is this motherfucking Ali or some shit popping up here? Because see, Blood talking all that 180. 180. You got a full dart set and a snooker table in his motherfucking bedroom.
And I'll tell you what, I play darts, man.
Chips and everything.
Wait a minute, I like the bar too now. I like them too now.
You don't have a motherfucking like Dubois theme song and pajamas and all kind of other shit.
Hey, bro. Hey, Q, we talking about that Wilson Phillips treatment. That's what we talking about.
Yeah. For now, need to hold on for another day, bro. And so does a jog bar. And don't be going in on darts, bro. Darts is fun, man. Okay, you have to be an athlete. You have to aim at the dartboard. All right, you have to have a good jab. That's where you get your jab from. When you chuck the dart at the dartboard, it takes technique. Okay, you have to be skilled to get 180.
Yeah, this is super athletic right here.
You're not gonna get a 180 for nothing. You have to put in work, nigga. You have to put in work in that dart line, nigga.
When I was young, we used to get drunk.
Let's move forward on to the shit that matters.
Okay. Well, hey, I understand. Yeah, I see the chat. The chat agreeing with us for now. For now, I want to move on. Chat.
Hey, did you hear? Hey,
that's what it is.
Hey, hold on.
Hey, that's right. We know what's up.
Hold on. I know y'all was waiting for a whole year to see Fujifuko and whatever his name is and Daniel Dubois, but there was another fight. Harrison and Charlo fought.
Okay. We're gonna talk about Harrison and Charlo. We're gonna talk, but I'm the moderator today. So today, first, we're gonna talk about Errol Spence. Because that happened before that fight. Before Harrison and Charlo fought, Errol Spence made an appearance, okay? We got to see a little bit of they showed just like some footage of him going back to the gym. We got to see Errol Spence come out and talk to us, man. And I want to know what everybody thought. To me, Errol Spence, he looks like he's still recovering from his injury to me.
Can I talk about that?
He sounds like it too. He looks and sounds like he's recovering from some head trauma. What you think about it? Who wants to go first? Huh?
Let me go first.
Okay.
Kenny, the young man that interviewed Earl, I didn't like the things he was asking him. The man been through a tragic accident. First of all, I'm gonna go a little backwards. When he got through with the interview, he said, "Okay, drive safe." What the hell is that? Drive safe? He didn't have to mention that. Then he went on and said that, would your DUI affect your driving? What the hell you think? Who came up with the questions? That really pissed me off. It really did. And he asked some stupid questions. Then they show footage of the crash. Who want to relive that? Thank God, you're still healing. And, you still can see scar tissue there, healing, and you can tell the teeth because they clapping, but he don't sound like the regular Earl, but it takes time to shift. But man, I just didn't like the way, but he looked good. His weight is there, and he was keeping his weight down before the accident. But that's a life-threatening injury. He could have died. And you sitting there asking him dumbass questions like that. No, man, I don't want to see that footage. I don't want to see that car. They showed the police wrapping up the tape and stuff, and then he gonna say drive safely. Nigga, I can't drive for 6 months. You know, really? You gonna ask me that? You gonna tell me that? You know, but I think PBC dropped the ball on that big time. Big time.
KQKC, what you be sipping on, man? What kind of alcohol you was sipping on last?
Shoes. You know, I don't drink too much, so
Okay.
yeah.
Wild Irish Rose.
Shit.
Is that what you was drinking?
Hey, Wild Irish Rose mixed with some night train.
Keep me on that.
Chardonnay was the last one. I'm looking at it now.
Chardonnay. I know you're a wine dude.
So KQKC, the singing OG. What's your advice to Earl Spence with the drinking? To drink some of that MD 2020 you was drinking? Some of that
No. What he need to do is, if you want to drink, okay. Hey, look, I don't knock nobody what they do. They do what they do. But you cannot drive drunk. Now, I'm not only blaming him because he's a grown man and he should have better judgment. But if you got your boys right behind you, you know, I'm sorry. You know, you got to give up them keys. You can't drive. You know, I know he's the money man. He's the boss, you know, this and that. But you'll thank me in the morning, you know. So going forward, he have to learn that, hey, I need a designated driver. I need somebody to drive me around because you don't have to have somebody driving around anyway for 6 months.
But you didn't have no damn designated driver when you was driving that rag top you was driving in '89, nigga. So
right, because I knew my limit. Because you know,
and they didn't have no DUIs in '89.
You know, so I knew my limit. You know, and if I felt kind of woozy, man, you know how Chicago is, man. It'd be 40 below. I have all them windows down. Right, try to sober up, get home.
Hey, you riding around drinking on that Musketeer, were you?
Man, but you know what? I knew my limit. You know, limit. I didn't like feeling like that. You know, no control. You know, so I didn't like that. So, and plus, sometimes I might throw it up. So, so that's how it was. But
man, let's go to Kurt Anderson, man. Now, Kurt, I want to know what you think about Earl Spence, man. He resurfaced last night. Do you have any advice for Earl Spence, man? He was in a bad accident. He also said when that guy was asking him questions that he can't speak about everything now because there's still some pending legal charges going on. So, Kurt Anderson, what's your take on everything? You know.
I'm gonna be honest, man. I didn't like what I saw from Earl, man, yesterday, man. I'm gonna keep it 100%. You know,
I appreciate
his speech because of bridge work, man. I just didn't like his whole. I was reading his body language, man. He's a lot more hurt than we think, man. You know, he says body's still sore, even though he's in the gym. But I don't know if he ever gonna be the same. You know, I'm not. You know, saying he's not, but the way it looks, man, he need more time to recover. He said he'll be back in the summertime, man. He can't rush it, man, because something like that, it takes a whole year and some change to recover, man. And if he gets in that ring and if body don't respond, you're going to see him get not only lose, but knocked out. You know, I can almost feel it, you know. So I don't know, from January to May, that's going to tell, you know, his career. That's going to tell where he's at physically and mentally. I didn't like how he was sounding. He just don't look right to me, man. I mean, it's like the way Earl look a little Frankensteinish to me, man. I mean, he was trying his best to keep it under wraps, man. But what he went through is major, man. And you in boxing, you know. I mean, you know, I fought Earl because I don't know if you guys ever seen before he got behind the wheel. He was in the club. Earl was wasted, man. You know, have all this money in his hand, and he was on stage with his boys. There's no way in the world he should have been driving, man. Somebody should have said something, but they don't care, man. They only care about because Earl is a celebrity and the money around and stuff like that. People get real funny. You know, but I was shocked when he was almost incoherent on stage, man. And I was like, you know, God, dog, man, it looked like something more than liquor, but I'm just going to say liquor. But, you know, his eyes was glazed, and then he gets behind of a Ferrari. You know, I'm glad, you know, he'd be alive, man, you know, for his kids and his family. but it's very interesting to see. Is this going to be the old Earl Spence Jr., man? I just think he should take a lot of time off. He said May or June, he's coming back. So we'll see. I give him the benefit of the doubt, but I didn't like what I seen yesterday, man.
I agree with you, man, Kurt. I do agree. And I see you over there, Junior, talking that stuff about that shepherd's pie. I'll tell you what, I wish all had made a good piece of shepherd's pie right now, Mike. Shit, that shepherd's pie is good, boy. If y'all ever go over to England and y'all start eating that steak and kidney pie and shit, man, y'all be on the toilet the whole time you there, bro. All right? You'll be on the toilet shitting, all that good stuff. But we gonna get to the super chats when we get to Phenom. We had some other super chats come through. But before we get to Phenom, I want to hear Trap House Boxing take on Errol Spence, what you saw last night.
Well, man, at first when I listened to the interview, man, I thought I was the only one thinking that it was something wrong with his speech, man. I was like, man, something ain't right with Earl, man. I'm like Kurt, you know. I agree with everybody, man. I don't like what he do look like Frankenstein-ish, man. He don't like his body don't seem like it's all the way right. Like I don't know, it seems like it's something that's internal as well that's wrong with Earl Spence, man. And you know, I got you know, I got a lot of love for Earl, man. I don't want to see him come back right now, man. You know, I really don't, because he don't seem like he ready to come back, man. I think he's rushing it. You know, I think he's just trying to, you know, prove, you know, a point. Because Earl is the type of guy, he definitely likes to prove a point. You know, and I think it'll be a detriment to his health, man. And I don't want to see him come back. And as far as like them showing the whole car accident situation, I didn't think that was right. You know what I mean? Because why they don't sit there and show Kovalev punching the dog, killing the dog, and trying to snatch the lady out the bushes and all this other shit when they interviewing him. You know what I mean? In between post fights and all that. So I just think, I hate to make it about a black or white thing or whatever, or a race thing, but it just seems like when it comes down to our fighters, they always wanna use the old dummy block thing on us, you know, make us look foolish and shit, you know, by putting our personal issues out there at the wrong time in front of all the media. You know what I mean? I didn't think that was right. You know, who wants to relive that over and over again? You know, just like the whole Floyd Mayweather situation. They talking about when he about to fight Pacquiao, he's talking about the woman beater and all this shit. You know, but as far as that though, man, that's pretty much on Earl Spence. I just want to see him get healthy, man. You know, I ain't like what I seen last night, and like I said, the proof is in the pudding though. As far as with Earl Spence, and he said that he wasn't gonna take this, you know, this opportunity now for granted, and he gonna, you know, do the right thing. So I'm gonna take him on his word for that. You know, I'm gonna take him on his word for that, and we're gonna see.
Yeah, man. In my opinion, there is some neurological damage, man. It takes a little bit of time, man, to recover from head injuries and things like that. I know that he's talking with new teeth. I don't know if he has implants or if he has dentures right now, because a lot of fighters don't like to get implants while they're still going on in their career, and they get their teeth fixed after their career. I don't know if it's implants or dentures, but he does have some neurological damage.
It's a difference though, because he talks with more of a slur though.
Yes.
You know, versus you know, you can tell when somebody got their teeth done. It's a different type of speech output. You know, to me, in my opinion.
I think that he has some neurological damage, man. Having an accident like that's something serious. He looked different to me. And I think that his idea of coming back in May, I think he needs to take his time. He's still a young fighter. Take a year or two off, man. Let your body recover fully. Okay, Phenom, what do you think about Errol Spence? And the super chats, please.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let me get the super chats. First of all, let me get the super chats first, because I'm going to tell somebody something about themselves. I think we got Stanley Field. Oh, Laz the Punch Out says, salute for 9 and the OGs. Junior the Truth said, blood is a motherfucker doing this, chucking and jiving, shepherd's pie eating ass Nola. That is when I found out Easter Bunny was real. Dubois sucks. This is Stanley Field said exactly what I'm thinking, man. From personal experience, that's not head trauma. He likely has false teeth now and is getting used to speaking with them. look, man, I got a good friend that got all his teeth knocked out his mouth. And that's how they speak. You gotta talk and trying to hold your thing in. But look, I'm gonna talk about this dude that said, why don't I tell his family this? Dude, what the fuck I look like giving advice to somebody about shit that ain't my business? I already knew what was going on with Errol Spence. I was talking to the people you talking about since it happened. The dude was scared to death the day that the shit happened. I talked to somebody maybe 2 days after it happened, and they were like, God, dog, we were so scared. You could still hear the shaking in his voice. The fuck do I sound like telling this man, well, you know what you need to do is the fuck out of here, man. They were caring about their son and their son living. The last time I spoke to him, and because I verified, look, I was like, look, man, I hate to bother you about this because, dude, those people are people I consider to be friends. Not something I'm doing to fucking tell you motherfuckers. I ain't trying to fucking be some reporter breaking fucking news on people. But before I made a video about the fact that it was rumored that he was back in training, I called them and they were like, why wouldn't he be in training? He got a full clear bill of health. They said they gave that dude a bunch of tests, a bunch of doctors. This dude is a multi-millionaire, dude. They ran every fucking test they could run on him, and listening to the sound of the people that I talked to, they were like, he's straight. There's no reason for him not to. He's back in the gym, working out, trying to get in shape. He's not back. Now, from what I understand, he's not back sparring. He's not back taking shots to the head and doing that type of stuff. But damn, the dude had a fucking Ferrari flip over 8 fucking times. And he got his teeth knocked out his fucking mouth and scars all over his face. But he's alive. He was there for the interview. He was speaking in the interview. And I don't have any problem with people like Blood or Trap saying or Junior or Kurt saying it didn't look quite right. It shouldn't look quite right. Shit, he got flipped over 8 times. But my problem is this. You fuck boys out there acting like you are upset the nigga's alive. That type of shit is reasonable. That's reasonable. To be like, yeah, his speech is slurred. He looked like he's kind of, he doesn't look like he's already there. Yeah, okay, I can understand that. But there are people coming to my comment section that are pissed off that if you were honest, you'd be pissed off that he was alive. You guys are the ultimate pieces of shit. You are so intent on people in the LDBC trying to present your arguments and why you think this is going to happen and all kind of comments. I'm telling people from the beginning that, look, man, the dude's okay. The WBC came out and said the guy was okay. They didn't make him an interim champion. And Mauricio Suleiman said that. He was like, we got the reports from the doctors. He got a clear bill of health from the doctor. There's nothing that he suffered that was going to prevent him from being able to fight. That's what the WBC said when they didn't move him to interim. But that's not enough. It's not enough that the WBC said he's clear. It's not okay. That's not okay enough for him to get up there and say, hey, I'm okay, I'm alive. Yeah, shit, I'm just spending time with my family. And obviously he has to recover from injuries. I have a suspicion that the reason that he even did that was because of what Bob Arum's piece of shit ass did. Oh, we hear that he's not going to come back for the foreseeable future. There ain't no fucking reports from anybody saying that he's not coming back from that he's not coming back. Errol Spence says he's coming back. His trainer, Derek James, said that he's back working out. The people that I talked to said that he always said that he was coming back. But what you people are doing is trying to tear this man's name down and kick the man while he's down. So fuck you and everybody that looks like you. If he wants to take more time off, he wants to take more time off. Good for him if he wants to do it. If he wants to do it, cool. Could a year off, more time off be good for him? Maybe, maybe not. Because shit, if he gets overweight and all that, he might have to come back to 154. I don't know. But we'll find out how healthy he is when he gets back in the ring. Other than that, I'm just happy that this dude is healthy. I'm happy that we actually got to see him get interviewed. And again, I'm not saying anything about what like Trap House said or Kurt or Blood said, where they say he just doesn't look right. It looks like there's some damage there. I'm sure that there is some shit that he's still healing from. His car got flipped over 8 times. But you pieces of shit out there talking about, oh, it's just a rumor. He's never coming back. And now that he's back, when are you going to preach to him about what? Dude, shut the fuck up. Why am I going to tell this motherfucker about some shit about drinking and driving and him not doing that when I know damn well when I was 28 years old that I got a DUI? I got one around the same age. Actually, I was a little younger than he is when I got mine. I just never did the shit again. Not everybody, and all you motherfuckers, preachy motherfuckers, you done did it too. You did it too. But you just got lucky enough not to get into a car accident or not to get caught to get that shit on your record. People have been doing that. Like somebody said back in 88, we're talking about when you're like, oh, back in 88, my man KQKC, might have been sipping on something while he was driving. Dude, there was no DUIs and all that shit. Like all that shit out there in 85, 86. That shit started in the early 90s with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. You motherfuckers' daddies was driving drunk in fucking pickup trucks all the fucking time with a beer, getting pulled over by a police officer. And the police officer be like, oh, okay, hey, you're speeding, with a beer sitting right the fuck there. Man, shut the fuck up with all that nonsense. I hope that he's all right. Brian Kenny's always been a fucking bitch. He's the one that called Floyd Mayweather Jr. a paper champion. And you see how that shit played out for him. That's me.
Yeah, but do you think that May is a little early though, Fanon? Come on.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm telling you. I don't know. I don't care.
Oh, don't say you don't care now. You know you're an Earl Spence fan. Don't go
That's up to Earl, though.
Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you flat. I know the dude. I've met him. I've met his father. I'm not going to fucking speculate on that. Those dudes' decisions are their decisions. That's not something I can do. I won't do it.
I don't think
that dude is a legitimate, and I'm telling you straight up, that man I consider to be a legitimate friend. I am not speculating on what Errol Spence Jr. should do coming off of an 8-car flip deal. These are grown men. This is a family that knows what they're doing. They've seen the doctor's reports. If they felt as if this guy could not come back, they wouldn't come back. If he feels like it's time to come back, it's time for them to come back. I'm not a fucking doctor. I've not read the doctor's report, and I'm not going to go off. I'm not going to go off into that, and I don't think it's fair to go off into that because it very well may be that his brain. They'll be like, Fanon. The reason he sounds like that is because he's trying to hold in his mouthpiece because he's got fucking dentures, and the mic was bad.
Does he got dentures or does he got implants? Big difference.
I don't fucking know. Why would I speculate on that? I don't know. I'm not going to ask these people about that. The man is alive. 2 weeks ago, people were saying he's never going to come back. He's got these grievous injuries. People are lying about him coming back. As a result, he got on an interview. He gave an interview. He's clearly walking around. It wasn't like didn't like you saw him sitting there up on crutches. It's not like you saw half his head dented in. The guy got in his car flipped 8 times, and he's standing there talking to you. Most people that got flipped 8 times would be in a fucking wheelchair. They'd be in a wheelchair. Half their fucking head might be caved in. I didn't see anything that looked like a grievous injury. I didn't. Quite honestly, he didn't look much worse than when I saw Mikey Garcia give an interview 2 weeks after he fought Errol Spence Jr. He was sitting there doing this, spitting his fucking tongue out. I mean, I'm just not going to. Don't ask me to do it. Y'all can speculate all you want. I'm not going to speculate.
Look, this is where I'm at. First of all, I'm just happy that the brother is out speaking. We see him, and he coming back, and that's just it. Far as determining what he should do, like you said, I ain't got nothing to do with that. He say he ready, he ready. That's just it, and we'll see.
I don't like
but you know what though?
I ain't crazy. I just don't like what I see. I think that he needs to take more time than May. It's obvious he's coming back, but he just needs more time than May. I don't think he needs to rush back. It's not like he's some.
He didn't have a set time. He didn't have a set time. He didn't say a set time. He said, look, listen. He said late spring. He said late spring. He said late spring, early summer. At one point in time, he said May. Another time, he said
He started out saying May, and then that guy.
We don't know the date, man. He didn't get a date
again. He should take the whole 2020 off. And I'm gonna tell you now, and I'm gonna tell you, and you heard it first. If he comes back in May and have a fight, he's getting knocked out. Trust me, even trust and believe that. If he come back May and June, he's going to lose because he's not right. And then you're talking about if you were healthy, 100% healthy, you're talking about the sport of boxing. And I done seen this before. I done seen it. He's not going, it's way too soon. And if somebody loves him, his trainer or his family, they will be like, no, Earl, take the whole year off. But probably not going to happen. He probably have a tune-up fight. But I'm telling you something, man. If he comes back in the summertime, he's going to lose.
He said he don't want no tune-up fight.
Right, he don't want a tune-up fight.
He's going to lose.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
Hey, I'm gonna say
that's what I want to say.
He knows when he's ready to come back. He knows your body. So
yeah, but let me say this one little thing, and I want to add this in. I don't know if it means much to anybody, but let's not forget. I don't know, what was it, a week or two after the Sean Porter fight, or was it days that just happened right after that? So his body didn't even really recover from the Sean Porter fight, really. To be honest with you.
There's a week or two. It was close.
It was about 2
Time out. Hold on. Why'd y'all time out Georgia Peach, Denise? She said, enjoying the discussion. Today is my birthday, and so glad I can spend time with my boxing family. And y'all timed her out for that. Come on, man.
Hey, hold on. We're gonna correct that. Hold on.
Yeah, y'all don't do that. Don't time people out for stuff like that.
Time her out.
Happy birthday, Georgia Peach.
Why would y'all time her out for that?
Yeah, y'all just got.
Hey, and Mahari, why you Bruce Gold? Why'd you get up? Why'd you time out Mahari? Why'd you time out this guy for saying "What up, dog" to DB? All right, man, come on, let's be a little more responsible with shit, man. But hey, as soon as I see her, I'm gonna mod her up because she's my partner on Twitter. She be hanging with me on Twitter. Don't do that to Georgia Peach, and I just put her shit up right here. How did she get blocked? I put her comment up here.
She got timed out.
Yeah, you guys got to watch these wrenches, man. Please, man. We got some people in here who support us, and you all going around timing them out, man. Come on. Now,
and you got a moderator, Georgia.
But come on, man. Be careful with the wrenches. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Be careful with the wrenches. That's why I don't do wrenches, but be careful with them, man, because there's people who support us up in here. Now, Errol Spence, okay? I'm going to put it like this. I don't think he's ready for a May fight. Matthew Valentine, I see you a serious Errol Spence fan. All we're saying is that we want him at his best. If he does come back in May, I'm wondering if he should take a light touch first. He needs to take a light touch is what happens. You don't need to go in there against Terrence Crawford or Danny Garcia or somebody like that. He needs to take a smaller fight. I know that there's talk of Manny Pacquiao. Now, if Manny Pacquiao was smart, he'll try to get the fight now because of his age. But we got another fight that we need to talk about. All right, there was a big fight this weekend. It was between Tony Harrison and Charlo. There was a lot of smack talk in the build-up to the fight. Okay, I'm not a big fan of the Charlo brothers. I mean, that's not any secret around here. I don't really like the guys that much, to be honest. But they could fight, though. Okay, they could fight. I want to know, KQKC, what you think about the fight between Harrison and Charlo.
Well, first, wait a minute, hold on. Let me put my cigarette down. It was a good fight. I like it. And first, I thought that Mel was going to go out there and do the same thing he did last time, but he didn't. He kept his composure, and he went out there and kept his hands moving. Like I said, you got to let your hands go, because if anything, at the end of the day, at least you outpunched them. That's a plus in your favor. Then it went from tip to tap, tip for tap. Now, body shots was on point in this fight. Both guys were throwing to the body. Both guys was getting the work in. 1-2s, 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 And then Tony Harrison got caught right there on the temple, right there on the head. Matter of fact, they're going to be pretty bad today because it was going up now. And he fell down. Then the referee gave him some time to recoup. Then he came back again, and they had Tony Harrison winning unofficially, but unofficially, I think they was wrong because at the end of the fight, they had Charlo winning by a couple points, but Charlo knows how important that fight was. Now, anybody can talk about the press conferences and how Tony Harrison, I even said it, how it was all up in his head. I mean, he was running and going up the stairs, down the stairs, all in his head, But when it counts, that's what champions do. Champions lose their belt, but get them back. And you have to change and make some adjustments and get them back. And that's what he did. Look at Julian J-Rod. He got knocked out, but he did what he had to do to get back up there. And next thing you know, he got even better. That's why I say, just because you have a loss on your damn record, that don't mean that you're a bad fighter. Just because you lost your belt, that doesn't mean you're a bad fighter. It just means that you didn't follow the game plan or you got caught. So just like after a job, he got caught. You can't be careless. That's what happened last night with Jermell Charlo. Tony Harrison, why that fight was close? Because Jermell was getting careless sometimes. He would throw hard shots, sit down on them. They was wide, but he missed. And Harrison is a great counterpuncher. Now, I'm not going to take nothing away from Harrison because he did what he had to do last night. He just came up short. But when you do all that showboating, when you knowing that you got in this guy's head through the press conference, he didn't do that for the crowd. He did that for Charlo because he knows that he easily, mentally get frustrated. And that's been the problem of the Charlos for years. They too hyper. They too energetic. They too, they just need to calm the fuck down. Then maybe they can climb over that hill besides just going up it. They got to get over it, and I think he did a good job last night. I think the fundamentals was there for both guys, and both guys were counterpunching great. Tony Harrison go to the body, then he go upstairs. Then here come Charlo with a nice right. He came out first round swinging, but keep them hands moving. Then lateral movement. There we go. Charlo doing a lot of lateral movement, hitting on the fly. Then you had Tony Harrison try to do a little lateral movement, but it seemed like he kind of stiff in the stance, But he got caught. He got caught and he was hurt. Now, he act like he wasn't hurt, but Mel, he been fighting for a long time. He knows when someone is hurt. Now, he did celebrate too prematurely. He didn't have to do that. Matter of fact, people from Fox told him, get your ass down and turn around because this fight ain't over with. Then he went on and he finished this man just like you're supposed to. Keep them hands moving till the referee steps in. Don't even give him a chance to fight back. Just stay on his ass. And that's what he did. He got his belt back, and now it's time to move on. No trilogy. No, I don't want to hear all that trilogy shit. We've seen that already twice. I keep telling everybody, you can win a belt. Yeah, that's kind of hard. Yeah, but keeping the belts, that's the hardest part. And there's only one guy I know that's doing it right, and that's Deontay Wilder. You got to hold on to those belts. And the only way you're going to do that is keep your ass in the gym. Not like Chavez. I don't feel like working out. I don't feel good. Look, everybody got a job. If you take off of work on Monday and Tuesday, or then miss Friday, they're going to say, hey, look here. Look, we're going to put you on a 90-day probation period, So, look, everybody got a job, and boxing is a job. In order to get paid, in order to get a raise, you got to go in there and do your job. So that's all I got about that fight.
Hey, man, I see a lot of people in the comment section, man. You guys are still saying that Harrison still has some fights, man. He could fight J-Rock. Harrison, he made an account for himself. He did a good job in that fight, man.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people didn't expect him to come forward and stay in front of Charlo like that, man. But I thought he was outboxing Charlo, but he did get caught in Charlo. He stayed on target with what he wanted to do. Curtis Anderson, the historian. What'd you think about the fight, bro? A lot of trash talk.
Man, I love the fight, man. I love the press conference. I love the build-up. I got a lot of respect for Tony Harrison, man. You know, what shocked me was Charlo's chin. He has a very good chin. He was getting hit solid with those right hands for Tony Harrison, man, and he was shaking them off. Excuse me. I didn't like the game plan from Charlo, but Charlo won the fight because he was determined. You could see it in his face. He just needs to control his emotions. But he fought with a lot of intensity and tenacity. You know, Harrison was outboxing him. They had Charlo up on the scorecards. I had Harrison up on the scorecards before the knockdowns, though. You know, I had him slightly ahead, but you know, Charlo's going to win a decision if he didn't get the knockdowns. But I didn't see it that way. I didn't like the instructions that Derek James was giving him. You know, he came out with a wild right hand. You know, early on, I said, you know, Charlo has to settle down. But he did something that was very smart. He doubled up on the left hook that started everything. And, you know, Harrison is a bad second half fighter. He got knocked out by Jerry Hurd, you know, late in the fight. He got knocked out by Willie Nelson late in the fight after he was winning those two fights. And he got knocked out last night late in the fight. So there's a pattern. But what Charlo did, and you should always do, is double up on your punches late in the fight, because fatigue may coward out of men. You're not thinking, your thinking is not as sharp as it would be in the first or second round. So if you look at the replay, Charlo threw the left hook to the body, then he came up to the head. Boom. Beautiful left hook. And that's what started the trouble. So you should always double up on your punches. It's not the first punch that's going to get your opponent out of there. It's usually the second or third. You know, throw the right hand and bring the left hook behind it. That's the punch that will do it. So that was smart on Charlo's part. He wanted that fight, man. You know, because if he would have lost last night, his career would have been in the tailspin. But, you know, you can't fight like that against J-Rock or Erickson Lubin. Even though he beat him the first time, it will be different the second time because Lubin is a different fighter. But you can't fight like that against J-Rock, and they always trying to hype that fight. J-Rock is a different type of fighter. But I like Tony Harrison, man. I like what he was doing. The jab was beautiful. The counter, right hand, and Charlo was walking through it. You know, that really surprised me. He's in shape, man, because to throw like that and fight with so much emotion and intensity, you have to be in shape. You know, it was a beautiful fight. It reminded me of a throwback fight, man. You know, kudos for both men. They put on a great performance, man. And to be honest with you, even though Harrison lost his belt, he got a lot of respect from people in the first fight and the second fight because he was walking Charlo down, you know. So that shows you he could fight many ways. You know, his chin ain't the best, but I think he just loses focus. And, you know, it's funny. The last thing is that we was getting on Charlo about control his emotions. And at the end, it was Harrison's emotions that cost him the fight by being lax and doing the bus stop and a mashed potato in the middle of the round, and it cost him.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Go ahead, Kurt. I'm sorry. I was just agreeing with him.
You were just
that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that.
Hey, Kurt, let me ask you, man, what do you think Charlo should do next, man? I heard you mention Lubin. Is that a good rematch, or do you want to see the J-Rock fight for – I mean, that's the fight everybody seems to want, is that fight with J-Rock for them belts, man.
J-Rock, absolutely. You know, I want one champion, even though Lara's the regular WBA regular champion. But I would like to see Charlo and J-Rock. That will be a hell of a fight, the boxer versus the puncher. But he will have a hard time with J-Rock because J-Rock will hit him not only with the right hand, but J-Rock has a very sneaky left hook that put her down, man. He's a very subtle, you know, a cerebral fighter, man. So that's the matchup I want to see. J-Rock has a fight against Rosado. After he gets rid of him, you know, he should fight, go after Charlo to unify the belts. That'd be a terrific fight.
I agree 100%. And we're going to get to the super chats. I'll let Fanon cover that when he goes last. Let's talk to Trap House Boxing, man. Trap House Boxing, man. Man, what you think about the fight, man? I mean, me and you've been talking about the shit for a while behind the scenes. What you think about it, bro?
Well, first and foremost, man, congratulations to Charlo and salute to both fighters, man, because they didn't shortchange us last night. And I hear a lot of people saying, that's what Tony got. He got knocked out because he talked too much. Look, man, yeah, we got to quit doing that, man. The guy gave it his all. He didn't shortchange us. Charlo didn't shortchange us. He sold the fight. I mean, what you want? What y'all want out of these guys? Somebody got to talk or sell a fight. That's why y'all tuned in. Even if your fighter did win, give the other guys his props and his respect. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I'm surprised that a lot of people saying that they surprised that Harrison fought this way. Cause see, I've been watching Harrison for a while, and like I said, I've been an advocate of his style. Really, I like him as a fighter, really. And my thing is this: I thought that Harrison fought the right game plan, but I thought he did it at the wrong time. I thought that he should have did more boxing earlier and then pushed Charlo in the end. But the thing is this, and why I say that, because when in the second round when Charlo dropped Harrison, that was like the best thing that happened to Charlo, because he was getting outboxed, slightly outboxed, even though Charlo was doing some good body work, and I don't know why he deviated from that. He could have got Harrison out of there earlier with the body shot, but he was getting outboxed, and when he knocked Tony down, now that brought the Tony out of Tiger. Tony like, okay, motherfucker, you want to fight now? Okay, now I'm gonna bring the fight to you. So Tony knew he was in a position where he had to press the fight. It wasn't no more. It was the boxing, moving around, looking pretty. That shit was over with at that point, because the deck was stacked too far against him. So he knew he had to press the action, and what that did, that played into Charlo's hand. And as far as like stamina wise, because he knew, and I told people this. I tell people this every time Tony Harrison fight. This is how you can tell when Tony gonna win. If Tony can make it out of the 9th, 10th round, he's gonna probably beat you. If he go to the scorecards, he's gonna beat you. But if you get him out of there by the 9th round, 10th round, that's how you, because he started getting tired around that time. Every single time Tony started fatiguing around the 9th round. And the whole thing where he was dancing and doing all that, he was doing that because he was hurt. He was hurting. He was getting fatigued. You know what I mean? He was trying to keep Charlo off of him, but Charlo didn't understand the bait. He didn't get it. Tony was already there to be taken out. You know what I mean? But the left hooks to the body from Tony Harrison, I thought that he fell in love with that. I think that was another detriment to the game plan. He got to the point that's all he was looking for.
I saw Charlo take a deep breath after taking a couple of body shots one time.
Oh, he was taking a deep breath a lot of times, bro. That's why. And I'm gonna tell you something, KQ, because that's why Charlo was doing this little lateral movement. He was trying to keep Harrison off that left hook to the body. And you say Harrison looked a little stiff. No, I'm gonna tell you, Harrison moves lateral movement way better than anybody in the sport. He was just tired as fuck. And that body shot that Charlo hit him with slowed his ass down. You understand? Charlo was hitting him. If Charlo would have stuck to that body in that fight, he would have got Harrison. He was hitting Harrison with some good body shots. Harrison was hitting Charlo with some good left hooks to the body all night long, and that's what made Charlo get on his bicycle. But what I'm trying to get to is this: when Harrison was walking Charlo down, he should have been putting the jab in his face instead of just walking him down and letting Charlo throw shots for free. He should have kept that stick in his face and make Charlo work on defense. And if he really wanted to dig that deep, because Charlo dug deep for that fight last night. Don't get it twisted. That was a hell of a fight. You know what I mean? He should have made him let his hands go a little bit more and play defense on top of that instead of just walking him down, absorbing punishment. Make Charlo see if he fixed that jab issue that he had the last fight. You understand what I'm saying? Keep that stick in his face. But Tony Harrison kind of he did at times, but he didn't stay on T with it. You know what I mean? But that was a hell of a fight, man. I think that was like fight of the year. And somebody said that, after this fight, Tony be forgotten about. No, he won't be forgotten about on my channel. I don't know about y'all, but I fucks with Tony. I've been fucking with Tony, man. And
he got good.
And the thing is, both of these guys, they got respect for each other. Ain't no way in the hell you go to war with somebody like that, and I don't give a fuck how much bad blood you got. You got to have respect for somebody after that. You know what I mean?
Well, so because he went over to his corner after, and sometimes Charlo don't even want to talk to these guys after he knocked him out. But he did go and pay his respect, though. It was Harrison kind of was not showing respect after the fight, man.
It wasn't just that, bro. It was just that he was pissed off at himself. He was in disrespect with himself. Because after the press conference, he gave Charlo all the props. He was like, man, that motherfucker tough. He ain't no bum. He said, man, I was catching Charlo with all type of shit. He said the motherfucker just kept coming. He said that motherfucker wanted it. He deserved everything. He gave him his credit. And both guys, even Charlo said, Tony was a motherfucker in there. You know what I mean? He gave him his props. He got much love for Tony. So that's what I like to see, you know, in these guys, man. And I think Charlo did, you know, a lot of people say that Charlo, I was critical of Charlo, you know, being not being humble, but I think last night did give him a little bit of sense of humbleness last night. You know what I mean? Even though I didn't agree, but he was like, he resorted to the whole power thing when he said that's how he basically won the fight. No, it wasn't just the power. You won because the fight played into your hand. You know, with that knockdown, that first knockdown did it. Because like I said, it forced Tony into fighting a fight that he really didn't have. He really wasn't supposed to fight. Now, if Tony would have boxed those last 2 rounds, we'd have been talking about something different. But I didn't understand how the judges had Tony down on the scorecards anyway. I was fucked up by that one. But that's pretty much it, though, man. Salute to both guys, though. Salute to Charlo for getting his belt back.
Yeah, he dig deep. He dig deep last night.
Deep, boy. And I'm gonna say this one more thing. Hold on, one more thing. For Charlo to been taking those body shots like that, well, that got a hell of a goddamn boy. His stamina's on the 1,000. His stamina's on the 1,000, man. Because that dude was taking them left hooks to the body was vicious. And I'm gonna say this one. This is the last thing I want to cover because I almost forgot this. Now, this is why I got a problem with Derrick James at. Instead of making Charlo move around so much with the left hooks to the body, he should have told Charlo sometimes to stand there, catch it off the elbow, and shoot that right hook across Tony Harrison goddamn dome. Because when Tony would shoot the left hook to the body, he wasn't getting his hands back at home fast enough. You see, they don't teach these guys how to catch and shoot like that either. Adrian Broner's like one of the last young niggas that's good at catching and shoot. A lot of why we talk shit about AB, but he is one of the last guys that got that down.
Okay, man. Listen, man. We all got to say that Charlo, man, he's a very tough fighter, man. He did his thing. He stayed motivated. Fanon the Dog, man, you got a lot of super chats to read, and then I want to get your take on this whole thing.
Yeah, sure. Let's do this. Let's get back to this. First of all, though, I got something else. Y'all going to take a second on this because I got to say special thank you to the channel members. We're going every time we out here, we're going to make sure we give a shout out to the channel members, the LDBC community support level members and the OG Boxing Talk members. We got in the house. Daniel McCrae, shout out to you. Queen 71, I Rock, D-Style Boxing, Juan Lejeune, Tony Fielder, Gravy Davey, Underground Asylum, Brothers Moses, Chris Jones, Gregory Wyatt, 78 Sports TV, Sugar Fantastic, True to God TV, LDBC, Lowest Common Denominator Boxing, home of the demographic, the Cali Enigma, and the African Sci-Fi Scholar. Those are OG Boxing Talk members and the LDBC community support members. Those are the highest level memberships that you can get on the channel. And shout out to all of the Fanon's favorite channel members. Thank you guys so much for your ongoing support. Thank you guys for joining the channel. For the super chats, okay, my man, we'll start. I think the last one I got was Laws the Punch Out. So Mr. already said Errol has to learn to talk with implants in his mouth. He'll be all right. First public appearance, trying to feel everything out. Dre's Finest said, I think you, brother, are going in too early on air on EJ. Dre's Finest said, that's right, Fanon, straighten them haters out, bro. Yeah, y'all haters, and I'm not talking about the people on the channel. Y'all got to shut the fuck up, have some class about yourselves. God, dog. Jay, because I can't stand certain fighters. I can't stand Gennady Golovkin. I would not wish the shit that you said about Errol Spence Jr. on Gennady Golovkin, on Canelo Alvaroid, Lomachenko, or any of these dudes, man. Y'all just tacky human beings. My man said, Jay Cooley said, y'all heard the king of 147, May or June, that's 7 months from now, Terminator style, Free Smoke Jr. Yes, sir. Mr. already said, misery loves company. Yes, it does, man. And shit, it will go out of its way to find you, too. Hanky Stanky, 420 OG says, salute to the platform. I love this show. Salute to Charlo and Harrison for the great fights. Mr. Already said, let me ask you guys, who has dentures in the chat? Yo business, right? Leave that man alone. Texas tough. Exactly, man. My mother, just to let you know, my mother has dentures now. Her voice sounds completely different. And it's like that's just that little sound where it's like it doesn't sound quite right. When you get your that shit changes the way your voice sounds. Felix Nunez said, let me go back one more. Sports Guy 17 said Harris was playing too much and got caught. Felix Nunez said, you think that their profiles rose significantly, man? I'm telling you, I think that was a great fight. As far as their profile raising, man, shit, I think that could have been, man, I hope they do a third, quite honestly. But yeah, man, it did for me. I gained a lot of respect for both of those fighters. Bo One said, I thought the whole televised cards was damn good, especially on Fox Free TV. Yes, sir. Rome Far Rock said the fight looked like the press conference. Harris came for show. Charlo was about that business. Yes, sir. The Brothers UK said, Kurt, I think J-Rock easier fight. Rolling right uppercut from Charlo coming forward. Always there. Let me make sure I hit this refresh so I don't miss in case somebody popped up with one. Ghetto Life. Oh, sorry. Mr. Already says, salute to the PBC making fight cards worth looking at. And Ghetto Life Boxing said, Harrison can fight. He's not done. Absolutely. So I think we're caught up with those, man. Much love to everybody in the super chat. And thank you guys all so much for the people that have joined the members, joined the channel. All right, here. Oh, we got a new channel member. 2 just came through. And that is my man, Eric Jenkins. Welcome to OG Boxing Talk as a new member. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, supporting it. Just so you guys know what we did last month with the money that comes in through the membership, we sponsored our first fighter during this training camp. That is Marlon So Icy Kent Sims, who's got an upcoming fighter. So thank you, everybody, all the members from Marlon So Icy Sims. And we're going to continue. He's a fighter that we're sponsoring right now. As the channel memberships grow and all that, we'll probably try to expand it to some other boxers so we can get them their equipment and the different things that they need to train to perform in this great fight this great sport we love so much. Let me get on Tony Harrison. Hey, did you think main event, Mark? Just because you know, dog, y'all think that the real petty one is BFTB. I am real petty. I was listening to y'all, these people in the chat. I was listening to the commentators, thinking to myself, what the fuck are y'all watching? I don't see how everybody thought it. Now, I'm not talking about anybody on the panel, clearly, because I don't want to start no shit. But I don't understand why people were thinking that Tony Harrison was winning that fight so easy. Tony Harrison was landing body shots. Jermell Charlo was landing body shots. I think the problem with the scoring, though, is because I did have Harrison up in the fight before he got his ass knocked out, but it was close to me. Was the fact that sometimes people do incorrectly score shots that are landing on the gloves. So thinking about it from a judge's point of view, looking at it from different angles, they were not landing. No guy was significantly taking over that fight, landing any more blows than the other guy. And it just seemed like the commentators were completely blown over the fact that Jermell Charlo was landing body shots. But this fight to me was almost not the polar opposite, but just like Trap House said, once that knockdown came, Tony Harrison started going to Jermell Charlo, and I was like, he's going to get knocked out. It was once he started coming forward, in my opinion, it was just a matter of time before he got knocked out. Now he was coming in, and then that's what happened. When he let loose, every time, pretty much when he's let loose and they started exchanging at the same time, boop, you're out of there. Now, Jack Reese, because I don't want to repeat anything that anybody said. Dude, Jack Reese, I don't know what Jack Reese is doing, because Jack Reese should have stopped that fight. You can't do that to me, KQKC, because I got the ability to move you right over here. So I can't see you no more. Anyway, so I don't understand what Jack Reese is trying to do, acting like he want to get somebody killed. Because Tony Harrison, quite honestly, man, I would have stopped that fight after that second knockdown. But he continued to let Tony Harrison go for some reason, as if he didn't care about this dude's dome at all. But then one of the smartest things that Jermell Charlo did was he did that bullshit, the bullshit Oscar De La Hoya routine up against the ropes where you just let your hands go no matter what, and then the ref eventually has to stop it, because I don't think maybe one or two of those punches up against the ropes actually landed on Jermell, but Jermell, by doing that Oscar De La Hoya shoe shine shit up against the rope, got the fight stopped. But Tony Harrison, he talked a lot of shit. He talked a lot of shit, and he didn't back it up. Now, that's my take on it. And I think Tony Harrison is, he got that Bootney Farnsworth chin that eventually caught up with him. But he's a very, very good fighter. I just think that, his lack of a chin, dude, is always going to be a problem for him, man. I want to see Jermell Charlo move on to J-Rock. I think that'll be an excellent fight, but I got Jermell Charlo beating J-Rock too. I think that Jermell Charlo is an underrated fighter, man. I think that dude, he's definitely not somebody that I would be like, man, let me hang out with Jermell Charlo, but that dude is a fighter, man. That dude is a fighter. He ain't right in the head. He's super aggressive. I would like to see him straighten his punches out a little bit, because I think he had a harder time with Tony Harrison. Honestly, he has a great guard. He blocks punches. He blocks punches in that in that earmuff guard he has, and he's got them long ass arms, and he blocks body shots with his elbows really well. So it's not really that easy to get inside on him. But I just think that Jermell Charlo is a very, very underrated fighter, and Tony Harris was winning some rounds, but it was only a matter of time before he got knocked out, because he was fighting the type of fight that is at Jermell Charlo's benefit, because he's not going to be able to take that shot. So that's my take on the fight.
Harrison goes more down the middle, man. Charlo's a little bit wider with his punch. Yeah, I did notice that. We have the Brothers UK in the super chat. He says, yes, Fanon. He says, hold on. He says, yes, Fanon. Harrison didn't throw a punch for 1.7 seconds. So I have one more thing that I want to cover. I know we're a little bit over.
Hey, hold on 1 second. No, hey, okay. 1 second. But I told you, Main Event Mark, I know you up in here, and Cali Enigma, I know you up in here. I told y'all stop riding with that boy. You giving him too much credit. I need my apologies in the chat right now. I need my apologies. Go ahead, man. Okay,
I have one more thing that I want to say, man. All right, we're gonna talk about our champion Deontay Wilder. Okay, Tyson Fury. There's no doubt about it. Tyson Fury has started camp. Tyson Fury has changed trainers. I want to know what everybody thinks about that. I also want to know what everybody thinks about this clown over there in the UK. This bitch-ass nigga, Dillian White, over there talking about he going to lay hands on Wilder on sight. I want to know what y'all think about that. Me, personally, I don't think Dillian White ain't doing nothing but blowing a bunch of smoke. Because if he came over here, he won't do that over here. Wilder already done been to Brixton before. So why don't Dillian White bring his ass over here, come over here to Alabama, and let's see how many of the youth in Alabama feeling what you got to say, okay? They was lining up to meet our champion Deontay Wilder. Some of you bitches overseas, y'all get it twisted. Y'all think that these guys are more known than what they are just because they're known in boxing circles and American boxing channels talk about them. Don't nobody know the fuck they are. They don't even know AJ over there. Y'all better get on board with Daniel Dubois. But anyway, I want to know what y'all think about Tyson Fury changing trainers, Deontay Wilder, and y'all could talk whatever y'all want to say about Dillian White, punk ass, right? I'll start with KQKC.
Hey man, I wonder when I'm gonna get to go first, dog. Why you keep suppressing me, man? Okay, I'm gonna wait in line. You had me dead last. The last
20 minutes, Fanon.
You just hating on me because I busted you out for that Daniel Dubois love.
Get everybody rotated up in this motherfucker.
Dog, you've been putting me bottom of the barrel every conversation. Go ahead, man. UKC. Let it rock. I know blood hating on me.
Would you like to go first? Go ahead, Fanon. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Fanon.
I'm leaving the chat.
Go, Fanon. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, Fanon.
Give him his Ivy League.
No, it's my show. When y'all moderate, y'all do it. KQKC, go.
Okay, that's right, moderator.
Go in on right. Please. Do
like
your channel when you have that cigarette in your mouth, man.
There you go.
Hey, KQKC.
Yes, sir.
I want to hear that, and I want to hear that, and that, I want to hear all that, too. I want to hear that real KQKC.
I want to hear that motherfucker.
I want to hear that. I want to hear that how and all that. Let's get that going. Yeah.
Hey, but Tyson Fury, he got Sugar Hill Stewart. That's Emmanuel Stewart's nephew. Great trainer. Tyson Fury got rid of Ben Davison because Ben Davison knew that Tyson Fury needed to get his ass in that gym. He needed to take this fight seriously because he's seen what Deontay Wilder did to Luis Ortiz. He's seeing how Deontay Wilder is getting better. He see how he's using his angles. He's seeing how he had in the right hand. He's seeing how patient he is. You see? So therefore, changing trainers, that don't mean shit. When you change the trainers, okay, they teach you something different, but you still got the same style. Now, his mama, his daddy, and Mrs. Fury said, no, you don't need to go in there with him again because he know how it is to get hit and how it feels to get hit through a glove, because that's the kind of power Deontay Wilder has. So what I feel that he made a big mistake. See, everybody can't change trainers like some people can, because sometimes you go with a worse trainer, then you end up doing something that you never done before. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Now, yes, I will give it to Sugar Hill. He had Adonis Stevenson. Yes, he was a good fighter, but that's not Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is not that type of guy. He don't want to fight no more. He wants the money. That's all. And he's not reliable no more. And frankly, I think he's a drug cheat. It's mighty funny. No offense, but mighty funny. Everybody in this goddamn UK, they coming over here with all these PEDs in there. Now, I don't know if it's a coincidence or somebody peddling that shit. But I never seen so many boxers getting busted in PEDs that I have this last 2 years. So, it's something going on, but I just can't put my finger on it. But I guarantee you, Eddie Hearn ass is a part of it. But that's what it is. So, but anyway, I'm going to go on here and say that, that is a bad move for Tyson Fury. He should have stuck with Ben Davison. He only been with him for 3 fights. But them 3 fights, he had a cut, he had a draw, and he did pretty good. That's the best he's gonna do right now because he ain't getting no damn younger. But who's gonna fight him? Who's gonna fight him? I can tell you who. Tyson Fury. I mean, Anthony Joshua, because they teaming up against Deontay Wilder, but they don't know. All roads leads back to Deontay Wilder. Think about it. All roads lead back to Wilder because there's nobody out there that they're going to fight. They're not going to fight Dubois because Anthony Joshua is not built like that. He don't have no heart like that. He don't have that courage like that. See, to be a champion, you got to walk like a champion, talk like a champion. They ain't going to do that. You got a clown like Tyson Fury. You got Anthony Joshua fighting like he's scared, like he don't want to be there. So the only real champion we have is Deontay Wilder. And guess what? They're going to try to box him out. Now, Ortiz, in my opinion, argumentally, he is the second best heavyweight to me. And man, now he's going to have to play that gatekeeper role. In order to get to Wilder or in order to get elevated, you're going to have to come through me. So are they going to have to come through him? Yes, they're going to have to. And you're going to have to play that role. So, therefore, big mistake, Tyson Fury. Big mistake. Matter of fact, you might just be worse off than you was before. But let me say about Dylan White while I'm talking on that. Dylan White is wolf tickets. He know goddamn well he's not going to meet Wilder in the street. He know he can get knocked out. First of all, with gloves on. Now, think about bare knuckles. Walk up on him if you want to. Walk up on him if you want to. Matter of fact,
if you walk up on him, he can scoop him under his legs. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing you got to do with a guy like Wilder. You got to scoop him. You know what I'm saying? You can't go toe to toe. So he might try to scoop him when he come in there. What you think about that, bro?
That don't mean nothing, because Wilder got to reach. All you got to do is hit him in the back, hit him on the side. Okay, go ahead and scoop him. Go ahead and scoop him if you want to, because Dylan White is not no athletic. He's not athletic. He's a robotic type. He's something like an Anthony Joshua, but a lower level Anthony Joshua. So therefore, Tyson Fury just selling wolf tickets so he can get a bag. That's all. But guess what? He can't do shit to 2021. But like I say, let Fury stick his head out there like he did last time. I dare him. And let Dylan White go out there and start some shit with Deontay Wilder, especially over here. I dare. Because Deontay Wilder going to be just like Dominic Brazil, like we saw last night, like he was a star or something. But just like Dominic Brazil, cry, and go try to sue him. And after you start to this shit, So, therefore, look, leave the man alone, because you're going to end up getting yourself hurt. He's going to end up catching a case. So leave yourself alone and take care of in the ring. So I would love to see him flying his ass out in that ring or down. But and her know what Deontay Wilder is. They have seen what kind of fighter he is. Like I say, a champion. Just because you got the belts, that don't mean shit. If you give all the belts away, then they ask people who is the real heavyweight champion. They're gonna say Deontay Wilder. A belt don't mean nothing. A belt just means accomplishments. All right. But you don't need a belt to say, hey, that's a good champion. He walked like a champion. He talked like a champion. He do things outside the ring like a champion. That's what's a champion. That's what champions do. Champions fight other fighters that other fighters won't fight. That's what champions do. Champions get in there and do the same thing over and over again. They put their belt on the line. They put their record on the line. That's what champions do.
Hey, I hear you, bro. Trap House Boxing, man. What you think about Tyson Fury changing trainers? What you think about old punk ass Dillian White over there selling all them damn wood tickets? Me personally, I think they need to bring a fight down here. But what you got to say, bro?
Well, I'm gonna start with Dylan White, man. KQKC took the words out of my mouth with the whole Dominic Brazil situation, man. As soon as I heard that's because I didn't even know nothing about this until you just said something about it. But that's the first thing that came to my mind. I said, man, this dude here, he is straight floozy, man. He's trying to sit up there and pull a Dominic Brazil stunt. All he want Wild to do is hit him so he can sue him for some money and play this little whole style role that he gonna do. Go to court and all this other crap. Like I said before, earlier in the show, Dylan White ain't nothing but a AJ knockoff. He just a low budget prostitute. That's all he is. He just trying to sit here and bag chase and get the easiest and the highest bag he can. And he don't want to take himself through no real risk to get it. You know what I mean? It's besides like fighting guys like Ortiz and stuff like that. He want to just go straight to the top and just fight AJ, Fury, and Wilder. Based on what? Like I said again,
trying to get his way out the fight though by trying something outside the ring. He might be trying to.
No. That whole he if anything, that whole trying to double up. He trying to sue and he trying to fight. Dylan White, he'll get in that ring with Deontay Wilder. I don't question that. I don't question that he won't fight Wilder.
What about him and Dean White on site? Oh, if they run into Deontay Wilder, him and his butt buddy Dean White, what you think?
Man,
I've already been in front of Dean White, punk ass, over there when he was then though.
All I'm saying is this: if Dylan White or Dean come in Deontay Wilder's arm reach, somebody gonna get stretched. That's all I'm gonna say. And it ain't gonna be pretty. I don't want it to go to that, like I said, man, because I'd rather see them iron out in the ring. I don't want to see the champ get sued for no type of frivolous money over no foolishness that that Dylan White done orchestrated. You know what I mean? So I don't want to see it go that way, but if it does, I know the champ. I don't think he gonna take that too kindly. Just disrespecting him like that, especially violating his personal space. Either somebody gonna stretch, gonna get the fire. Period.
Damn, Trap, you breaking up out there in them woods in Sanford, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you coming back now.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it though. And as far as like Tyson Fury, man, Fury with his whole training situation, he already done said that what's the guy named Davison, that he was just a mental buddy for him or whatever the case. He's got some guy that massages his mental, and he's a close friend, and I don't know whatever type of booty buddies they was, but I guess the relationship over with, and now he trying to crumb snatch his way somewhere else. Tyson Fury, I mean, look, I don't think whoever he go to is going to really change anything. Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury at this point. It's a few things that he can't implement, but I just think that he just an opportunist, man. He gonna go and get what he can get from anybody and how he can get it and keep it moving. I don't even know what happened with the whole WWF or WWE situation. Did that happen yet, or what happened?
I don't know if that fight ever did happen or not. He was supposed to fight Strowman, his name is, or some shit.
Yeah, come get these hands. Yeah, I ain't heard nothing about it. So I guess whatever. But I guess we just gonna keep talking about the Wilder thing. The hell with the WWF, and but like I said, I don't think he gonna really change too much of nothing, man. I just can't wait for the fight, and I know Fury gonna be ready on February. A lot of people don't think that Fury gonna show up. He'll be there. He'll be there to fight Deontay Wilder. Okay. And that's pretty much all I got, man.
Okay,
Fury ain't Lord of nothing.
Let's ask the historian, man, what he think about Tyson Fury switching up trainers and
he popped out.
Dillian White.
He popped out.
Bro. Oh, okay. Fernando Don, man. Go ahead, bro.
There you go.
Man. If Kurt come back,
he last like you want me to be every subject. There you go. There's Kurt.
Kurt, come on, man. Kurt, what you got for us, bro? What you got for us, big bro? And, on the whole thing with Tyson Fury switching trainers, and then anything to say on Dillian White? You think he's just blowing smoke or what? Big Kurt. You having some problems. Kurt, you good, bro? Go ahead, Fanon, while Kurt get his
Well, yeah, let me go ahead and say what I gotta say, since not everybody went and said everything I was gonna say. Make me repeat everybody like you've been making me do all day. Dillian White don't want no smoke with Deontay Wilder. He just wants to sue him, talk shit, get his name in the press, clout chase off of him, and that's all that is. As far as the training to Sugar Hill, I don't think it's going to make a difference. He is not like the style that Crunk implements for heavyweights is really going to work with Deontay Wilder anyway, because Deontay Wilder's too tall for you to pull on his head and lay on top of him and all of that. I'm looking forward to the fight. I think Deontay Wilder has made some adjustments that you can see in the fight with Dominic Breazeale and with Luis Ortiz that I really think is designed for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a very, very good fighter, man. He definitely has a chance in the fight if he can stay awake the whole fight. But I think Deontay Wilder's patience and those left hooks to the body, left hooks up top, and the fact that dude's eye ain't all the way healed is going to eventually wind up moving Tyson Fury towards Deontay Wilder's right hand. And at a point in time, you can't train that chin. And Tyson Fury has a lot of positive attributes, but a chin ain't one. So, that's my take. Dillian White is just looking for attention because he looked terrible in his last fight. There's no interest in him fighting anybody other than, hopefully he can get a Deontay Wilder fight that I don't really think he wants anyway. Otherwise, he would have fought Luis Ortiz. Let me get to these super chats though real quick before Curtis Anderson, are you back?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let me get the super chats.
Tyson Fury switching trainers and Dillian White blowing all his smoke.
Well, Tyson Fury, when you start changing trainers like Oscar De La Hoya used to do, you're panicking. He let go Ben because Ben wasn't confident that he can beat Deontay Wilder, and it made Tyson Fury very uncomfortable. So he decided to get rid of him and bring in Sugar Hill. So when he gets knocked out, that give him an American trainer to blame. It's sort of like Kovalev, and he's going to start blaming people. It was Sugar Hill's fault. It wasn't a good fit. That's next, you know, when Deontay Wilder knocks him into next week. And as far as Dillian White, he's just clout chasing Wilder's name. He ain't gonna do nothing. He see Wilder, man. You know, he talking all that, you know, garbage, man. I want him to become the WBC mandatory so Wilder can knock his head off, man. This guy getting on my nerve, Dillian White, man. He looked as sloppy his last fight, man. He didn't look good at all. And Wilder gonna stretch both of them dudes, man. You know, I can't wait. So I want him to stretch Fury and then Wilder, and forget Joshua because he ain't gonna be in the ring. But you know, Wilder's the king of the heavyweight division, man. And you know, I'm you know, when it's all said and done, man, he's gonna go down as the hardest puncher heavyweight, and he's itching up his way up in the record books with title defenses. You know, he's become a dominant fighter, man, and I like that. I just want Wilder to get those two bozos in the ring and stretch them like a Persian rug.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We had another great series edition of OG Boxing Talk, man. Let me tell y'all, man, y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. We had nearly 900 people. I think we got it to 900 at one point. Okay, so we really appreciate all the support, man. All the people who joined the channel, who actually joined. We'd like to give a shout out to everybody out there, man. We coming from out the LDBC. For now, go ahead and close us out, man. You can find me at the Boxing Spreadsheet and Retro Boxing and Documentaries. So that's
my a couple of these super chats that we missed. A few of these super chats. The Brothers UK say yes, Fanon. Harrison didn't throw a punch for 1.7 seconds. Yeah, that was that particular portion of the stoppage was whack. Kamal Oz said D-Ball Dillian will openly duck Dubois and Ortiz. Young Merv the cut man said, DB, stop talking to my wife like ASAP. Fuck. The Brothers UK said Blood White let you talk him into relevance. D-Style said, shout out to the OGs. Daily reminder, Dillian White gloves were not inspected by Reva's team. That said, he's getting KO'd by Wilder, NyQuil treatment, and special acknowledgement to my man D-Style Boxing for the marvelous ass whooping of them liars over there in the UK. We just want to let you know, in case you were listening to this obscure ass channel that did formerly good but currently obscure ass UK channel to try to pull the fucking wool over D-Style's eyes and lie in a debate about how the promoter for Dillian White for Oscar Rivas said that he inspected the gloves in some make-believe interview that never happened. D-Style got that lying motherfucker back on the channel and he admitted that he made that shit up just to try to win a debate, which is why I'm telling you, don't trust none of these lying ass people, dude. The shit is so lopsided and these cats look so crazy out there with these Dillian White and AJ fans that they will just resort to just flat out lying. Congratulations and thank you very much to D-Style for putting that work in on them. And by the way, the same guy that did that is already out there on the internet admitting that he is a pathological liar and has personal problems with that. And I'm not even lying. The guy literally has said that in video. So he used to be a guy named McGregor Boxing who's a pathological liar. He admits to being a pathological liar and having issues with that. And these dudes still put him on a debate, acting as if this dude isn't already known to be a liar. So shout out to you there for going through that and exposing them boys. D-Style said, OGs, damn it. That's what's up. Because you said the OJs. I'll read it right. And Kamal Oz said, never seen someone so hyped based on being a KO, Dillian White. Exactly. And Daniel Dubois is a bum. So wrap it up, KQK.
D-Bibble the champ left a super chat too, bro. He says, salute to the OGs, the best boxing talk. We appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all can wrap it up. I ain't got nothing else to say, but follow me on Twitter. And thank you guys so much for your support. We got over 600 likes today. That's the most likes we've had. We got somebody that actually joined the OG Boxing Talk Club. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you guys so much. And shout out to Legendary Topcast. That's a real one. Go subscribe to my man, Legendary Topcast. Go ahead and close us out. Let them know where to get in contact with you, KQKC.
Yes, sir. You can catch me at KQKC Boxing Network right here on YouTube, Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. and I come on right after Fanon International Boxing. And also right here on OG Boxing Talk, Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. That's Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And also, if you look in the description of my videos, you can catch me at my website, email Mary Hassan at Comcast.net. And I also would like to thank my subscribers. Last night, they showed a lot of love by coming, watching the fight with me and the super chats. And I really appreciate all you all. And I will see you Monday.
And we'd like to thank you for staying awake the entire live stream.
Oh, no problem.
Go ahead, Kurt. I'm just fucking with you, man. Go ahead, Trap House. Let them know how to get in contact with you, man.
All right, you can find me on YouTube, Trap House Boxing, Twitter, Trap House Boxing, Instagram, Trap House Boxing. Also, every Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, AM Eastern Standard Time on OG Boxing Talk right here for 9 Ivy League Boxing Talk. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, man, good show today, fellas, man. Great show. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all loaning y'all ear and showing y'all love and support. And make sure y'all tune in, man.
Curtis Anderson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My name is Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar. You can catch me 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Blue Blood Live TV, call-in shows,
Blue Blood,
special guests, the whole 9 yards.
Not Blue Blood Live. You remember?
Yeah, Blue Blood Live TV.
It's on live or is it?
It's sports TV, but it's Blue Blood Live TV, I believe. I'm sorry, I get them mixed up myself. Maybe Blue Blood TV.
Is it the main or the second?
Yeah. No, it's the main channel because they was giving us right. They was giving us problems with the smaller channels. So, you can catch me on Blue Bloods. And Sunday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch me on OG Boxing Talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, and Blood Boxing, I think you already closed it out. I wanted to make you go last, but you cheated first.
Oh, no, not a problem, man. You guys can catch me at the Boxing Spreadsheet is one of my pages. And then I have another page called Retro Boxing and Documentaries, in which I talk old school boxing talk. I do got some videos coming out, man. I've been so fucking busy, and I got 2 projects with Kurt that I haven't even started. I'm gonna call Kurt on these projects, thinking I was closer to being done than I was. Kurt knows what I'm talking about, but we're gonna get this shit out, man. I'm telling you, bro.
And don't forget me, Blood.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Don't forget my project.
Oh yeah, and then we got something for KQKC, which we're working on too. So we just gonna keep it retro. That's how I do it, man. Y'all be on the lookout for Daniel Dubois from out of the UK, okay? For Dillian White, you's a bitch ass nigga. You and Dean White, fuck both of you. And Tyson Fury, get your ass in the ring in February. Get knocked the fuck out. Anthony Joshua, he's insignificant over here, okay? Nobody cares about him. Deontay Wilder's going towards history of 50-0. If you want to be part of this history, you come over here and fight. We ain't going over to England to fight you, boy. You hear me? Because y'all doing some fucked up shit over there with UConn. Y'all over there not telling people about illegal substances that's in the other fighter system and shit like that. If you want to fight, you come over here and fight. Deontay Wilder the one making history. He the one going towards 50-0. So Anthony Joshua, he can have a 5-fight plan. He ain't gonna make it through it. All right, y'all do your thing over there. We'll do our thing over here. We don't need you, boy. Here, you be lucky to make it through those fighters in the UK. All right, Pulev gonna beat him. Usyk gonna beat him. Even Trevor Bryan got a chance. That guy's garbage, man. Garbage. The real fighter from out of there is Daniel Dubois. Okay, that's all I gotta say. I'm out of here.
Yes, sir. And Michael, what's that other dude's name? Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter giving that work too. But look,
Michael Hunter sure would.
Much love to everybody in Super Chat. Thank you, Blood Boxing, for doing seriously, man. You did a great job commentating, with the exception of your love affair with Daniel Dubois and constant disrespecting of me by shoving me last.
I refuse. You came on here, man, changing.
I refuse to be
you smarter than me.
I went into a restaurant. First time, a true story. First time I was near Blood Boxing, I was down there in Florida, in Clearwater, Florida, where he was visiting with his cousin Keith Thurman. I went into a restaurant, and he told the cat, and Keith and him own the restaurant. They sat me back in the back of the restaurant, next to the motherfucking dishwashers and shit, because I was a black man. That's a true story.
Yeah, that is true, man. Me and Keith making that bread down here, bro. Me and Keith Thurman, and we got weaves and ponytails and all that shit coming your way too. I'm sponsored by Keith Thurman wife. Okay, we got our weave store, all the hair products, pink oil, moisturizer, shit that Fanon and KQKC can't wear no more because they can't grow the hair to do it.
All right, man. We back next week, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat, all the channel members, and we out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.